What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Fast Life Podcast. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us, and I would also like to thank my sponsors. Have you guys checked out the new Speed Bandit from Simpson motorcycle helmets? It's a fresh new helmet design that comes in at a very affordable price tag of $279. I have had the Speed Bandit for quite some time. It's super lightweight and utilizes the same visor as a Ghost Bandit. Head on over to simpsonmotorcyclehelmets.com to check out all the models, finishes, and visor options, and also give them a follow on Instagram at Simpson Motorcycle Helmets. Lexin not only can keep your helmet banging with your favorite tunes or podcasts with the FT4 Pro, but now offers their WPC QI wireless charger, which is a water-resistant wireless charger for the Ram Mount X grip. This easy to set up system uses a battery tender style plug for easy install and will only set you back $64.95 with a 2-year unlimited warranty. You can also grab yourself a Lexin WPC and Ram X mount for $110 at lexin-moto.com. And at checkout, drop the Fast Life offer code to save yourself 15% off. And don't forget to give the team a follow on Instagram at Lexin Moto. thundermax and their ECM computers are designed to provide your EFI-equipped Harley-Davidson with the most advanced auto-tuning available. A thundermax ECM eliminates tuning hassles when upgrading your exhaust or air cleaner, or when you're adding a cam or big board kit, by simply allowing you, the user, the ability to download a base map and let the computer do the rest. Also, a hot item is their Iride rear suspension, which is a performance air ride rear suspension, giving you the ability to adjust many aspects from the handlebar mounted touchscreen. This rear suspension is the best of both worlds. Check out these products and many more at shoptmax.com and use offer code FASTLIFE to save yourself 10% off at checkout. And also, give Thundermax EFI a follow on Instagram. John Jessup's Dream Rides is your hub for everything Harley-Davidson out of Stockton, California. It's a spot for in-house dyno tuning, customizing, parts, service, and bike sales. Also check out teamdreamrides.com online store to see the full array of products for your bike and you as a rider. And you can take advantage of the 100 days same as cash financing on all products. All you need is a job and a bank account. And while you're at it, give John and the team a follow at DreamRidesJohn on Instagram. Paint Huffer Metal Flake is your number one source to get dialed in with the latest flakes, pearls, and other custom paint products. Paint Huffer has grown to become the standard in the custom paint game, and you can get down with these badass products at painthuffer.com, and you can save yourself some coin by using the FastLife20 offer code at checkout. And last but not least, you can get some inspiration by checking out all the amazing paint work created with Paint Huffer products at Paint Huffer Metal Flake on Instagram. Here we are wrapping up August 2020, man. This has been a very interesting year, to say the least. And I want to thank you guys for sticking with us through this podcast. It's been a weird last 6 or so months, just trying to stay sane with all the things that are going on in the world and continue to put out this kind of content and try to stay positive. I don't know if I've done the best, but, at any rate, it is what it is. And as we move forward in humanity, this podcast will go with the ups and downs of the climate of our, world, I guess. So anyway, I want to thank Zombie Mike for allowing me to come down to his pretty dope little pad down in Houston this weekend to just, hang out with him, catch up, do a lot of podcasts, and use this place as kind of like a little makeshift studio. I also want to thank Eddie from HellBent. This is his, I did a podcast. This podcast is with Eddie and Zombie, and really stoked. Had a good time with these guys and just talking shit, like we do, and it was fun. So here we go. Here's Eddie from HellBent Customs and HellBent Crew and Zombie Mike. Here we go.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
Fast Life Podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna start off this conversation with continuing our conversation about body doubles and the chicks that are nude on TV, or not TV, but movies.
We're gonna start a podcast with CGI nipples.
Yes.
Okay.
So no, we were talking about that earlier. We were like, man, like what? Because I didn't know that was a thing. I thought, I guess Boogie Nights, right?
Yeah,
there's a prosthetic dick hanging down or whatever. But it's like finding out Santa Claus isn't real whenever you see a set of tits that might be CGI or not the original chick. It's probably like some sound chick or some shit from around the corner.
I didn't know that was a prosthetic dick. I just figured that's how Mark Wahlberg got famous.
I think it was made after his mold, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I thought that was what Good Vibrations was about.
Boogie Nights was a good ass movie though. I like that movie.
Oh yeah,
it's funny.
The kung fu scenes were the best.
Dude, my dad was into fucking every male in the late 70s, early 80s was into some type of karate.
Yeah, you had a mustache like Eddie and you knew kung fu.
Yeah. What's the fucking... That was like the saying for our whole Sturgis trip was, watch out, man. What's his name from, what was that movie? Fucking Walk Hard. Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Walk
the
Hard.
Dewey Cox story.
Dewey Cox story.
Oh, man. So Houston, it's last podcast for Houston. It's you two fucks. How y'all doing?
I'm all right, man.
I'm all right.
We haven't had, Zombie, you haven't been on in a minute. It was like I was tripping out because the last time you were on the podcast, other than the ones we just recorded this weekend, was when you came to the bike night and stopped at the house, and then we went out to, so it was like the first year, like 2018, I believe.
It was like 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Over 2 years ago.
It was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And
so
then,
much has changed, man. No more Texas Hills, no more Giddy Up, no more nothing. Yeah.
Everything that we were all looking forward to. And then, you and Adam came out, last year for the Texas Hills giveaway bike, right?
Yeah, for the FXR2. That was I think it was like February of like 2019 or some shit.
Yeah, it was last year because because y'all did a tour all over fucking Texas, man. Like, I went to Corpus Christi and
Corpus, San Antonio, Austin. Dallas, of course. Yeah, Austin. Yeah, it was fun, man. It was just the only thing the worst part about it was just finding out, 2 months later they weren't doing Texas Hills again.
Man, so can you talk about how that shit was? Like, it just was a lack of interest or what?
Yeah, I mean, I think like those guys that were out there that were local to it were kind of the spearheads on all of it. I was just kind of there to kind of facilitate and make everything work. And life happens, things move on. And Alex, obviously, I think he's out working in West Texas or something like that. And then Dustin just, he got married, like a year before that or something like that. And I think he's more interested in starting a family and doing that, man. And, it's just life, motorcycle.
Yeah.
And, man, I live in Houston. I'm not going to do a show in Central Texas, living all the way out here.
Yeah.
I've got my own shows here to worry about.
Yeah. But since then, like you guys, like over at HellBent, you had the shop then when you did the podcast last time, but it's evolved.
Yeah, we had just literally opened, I think it was the same month as the grand opening party was when we did the podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot of shit going down here.
Man, Houston's getting bigger. I mean, the HTX Dyna Crew guys and Eddie, HellBent's bike nights fall on opposite, what is it?
We do 2 week intervals.
Yeah, it's 2 week intervals, so we don't step on each other's stuff. So HTX Dyna Crew and then Eddie's bike night is in a 2 week interval. Mm-hmm. And the scene out here has changed enough in Houston where, we talk a little bit more, we communicate a little bit more. There's not a group of 5 guys on the south side doing something and 4 guys on the north side doing something. Everything is centralized, and because Eddie's shop is so central to Houston, it's kind of become a little its own little planet that we all kind of orbit around, as Eddie's shop at any given time, especially for events and stuff like that. And it doesn't hurt that the neighborhood kicks ass and there's a bunch of weird shit going down here all the time.
Yeah, you don't get messed with by it at all. No, we've never had anybody pull up during any of the events. People out like crazy, no police there. They drive by, they don't stop and mess with us or anything.
Man, we're in the hood down here.
Yeah.
It's gentrifying slowly, but it's still, the cops down here got bigger things to worry about than what we got going on. I say that if there's any cops listening to this right now, please, what we're doing, we're probably gonna not, just don't don't worry about what we got going on.
Yeah, don't pay attention. But no, that's what I love about, I think that's one of the things I do like about seeing, or what I do like seeing take place with this gentrification is all the murals that go up everywhere. And I know that a lot of it's like, let's put some wings on a wall for a chick and shit.
Houston got one of those? Yeah, we got one of those.
Graffiti park.
Remember the what was it, the pink wall down the street from your shop, or the lines or whatever it was?
Lines.
Right there on that coffee shop, the Space City coffee
Yeah,
shop.
yeah.
There was one over there that like was the big chick, go take your selfie in front of this one. That one was awesome.
What I want to do is, like, we were talking about that influencers in the wild thing.
Yes.
I want to go hang out by all those walls and just kind of get some like TMZ shots of these dudes. I want to be a content creator for influencers.
Influencers in the wild?
Yeah, just sit back and just like try to capture all these people. Because we drove by one of those, the main wall that has like all the rappers on it. I don't know which ones were on there.
The graffiti park down there. Yeah. You got Bushwick and Bumpy.
And then there was a dude that we drove by that was like, some chick was holding a camera and he was like doing his hands like he was like, bars,
you gotta get that SoundCloud career started, dude.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Fucking do you, boo.
Man, the good part about Houston is you can go get your angel wings picture taken in the same time that you can go 6 blocks down the road and get robbed and have a true, authentic Houston experience, all in the same 6 blocks, man. It's still working its way out.
How close do you live here? You live on the other side of town?
Shit, I live up in Cypress.
Yeah, he's up on the north side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a drive, man.
Yeah. 45 minutes, give or take.
God damn.
Yep, Eddie.
Like the commute.
Eddie commutes to the hood every day.
I was telling him, it's like I was talking about, because we were talking about your spot here, and like it's really dope, man. This kind of slab in the middle of this industrial area, and it's kind of set up like I was telling him, like me and my wife could do something like this, nice little like living space, but having the shop behind it.
It helps when you don't have kids.
I don't have kids that come over that are there very much. My daughter's in college, and my son, he just needs a TV and a PlayStation.
I'll get you in touch with my real estate guy. You want to come to Houston, man? You move the fast life down south, dog. Come on.
Absolutely not. It's too hot down here. So the no, but what I was telling is like, man, like I like the fact that I like to wake up and leave the place that I've been at all night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it feels good to go and show up at your shop and put the key in the door and open it and just be like, yeah, this is my fucking. This is where I get to decorate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that's the deal with me, though. I'm on the road 24/7, so I'm on the road all day, and then when I get here, it keeps me in motorcycle because all my stuff is here, everything is here.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I see you, 3, 4, 5 times a week, depending on the week.
Pretty much every
just
day.
because you're right down the street. Yeah. And so I'll go to Eddie's, figure out what I'm going to do, or get some sort of inspiration from whatever he's remodeling. And then I get to run over here and get to work on my shit from 7 to midnight or whatever it is that I'm doing. Yeah, and that helps. It helps having guys that are in the neighborhood close like that.
Well, since you've been working on bikes over there at the shop now, do you ever get time to go fucking think about going somewhere else for like shows and setting up and stuff, or what?
No, with the way it's going, man, and that was the one thing that we were talking earlier with having customers coming in, people wanting deadlines, everything. Everybody wants to pick their bikes up on a Saturday. Yeah. Everybody's got Saturday off they want to do it, and so it really inhibits going out, which while we're saying that COVID, the big shutdown, I mean, it sucked. There's nothing going on, but it's given me some breathing room to where I've got time to work, and people understand there's delays on stuff, parts, everything's getting delayed. Yeah. And so it just gives me more time in the shop, and there's tons of stuff. Like when you all did that hood ride, we were all talking about going up there, and then I had a dude that dropped his bike off that was supposed to be ready Friday to pick up, and the next thing you know, he's like, oh man, I'm not going to get it till Saturday. And Saturday comes around, he came and got it Tuesday. And so that, and the only reason I stayed was because waiting on that. And it's just, you really got to weigh out the whole going to shows versus staying open, just because if you spend every weekend where majority of all the walk-in customers or people coming in wanting to shoot the shit about getting bike work done and stuff like that, they always come in Friday or Saturday. So if I'm out of town, when we first opened, I was gone every weekend doing shows, and it got to where like there was he can attest to it, the whole thing was that we were never open on weekends. People were always, I would just get DMs of people with a picture of the door locked with the bars and shit set up saying, try next week and stuff like that. And it got to where when we finally said, we need to put time in here and actually make this thing pay money, because we were making enough money to support it, doing the shows and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you want your little nest egg here to grow and become something. I can
attest to that, because like sometimes whenever me and the boys up in Dallas are like, man, let's go rip around town. If there was a spot that was like a shop that catered to our kind of culture that was open on a Saturday, just to stop in, like maybe pick up a shirt or a hat or whatever. I used to do this to Chopper Supply. When Chopper Supply was open, that was the spot I would get the homies and we would ride there. And I would bring all kinds of different types of people there just because it was a destination to go to riding bikes around town that wasn't just another bar and another bar and another bar, you know?
For sure.
And, you know, and then, of course, that's gone now. And so we don't really have much. And, you know.
So what do y'all have up there as far as, like, any, like, independent or smaller shops or anything?
We have a couple shops, like a Hang 'em High is up there. And he does some good stuff. But, you know, it's at his crib, though. So it's kind of a different. It's not like a storefront. Like, you don't want to just show up. You know what I mean? Sure. It's like you want to give them a call, let them know you're coming through, and it's not like a storefront kind of thing. It's just a really.
I had no idea that was at his house. That shop is huge.
It's dope, dude. Don't get me wrong. It's a fucking dope ass
spot. I watch him on Instagram all the time, all the stories, and it's a huge fucking spot.
Yeah, it's like the way it's set up at his house. Like, I'm super jealous. That it's far enough away from his house to where it's like it's a good walk to work. So it's like I'm leaving and I'm going to open up my shop kind of thing. But it's dope, man. It's a really nice spot. But we don't really have it, man. Like, Dallas is full of a lot of. We have this culture, this type of culture that you guys have here too, but we just I think we also have a lot of people that don't understand the concept of supporting local businesses. So like when you have a Dyna shop or a Dyna base shop, they don't understand why they need to probably come in and get tires from that spot or oil changes from there or buy your T-bars from there or your Lucky Days seat from there instead of directly ordering it. So it's like, you know, it's going to be hard for brick and mortars to pop up. You know what I mean?
Well, and man, that's super important too, is because you're pushing off the knowledge of those guys. Man, you can order your T-bars all day, man. You say you're new to the scene. You just ordered a set of bars. Everything's going great. You got all this stuff in. Man, at some point in time, you're going to need to ask these guys for some advice. You're going to need to ask these guys for a little bit of their knowledge. And the less you use them to buy parts, the less they're going to be available to give you that knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, and so the brick and mortar, they always say the brick and mortar is dying. The reason that it's dying is because of the internet and because all these guys are ordering these parts. And that's great that you can go to a YouTube and stuff like that, but it's not just the guy that works there whose knowledge you're trying to pull off. It's the guys around the shop. It's running into me on the way back home to talk to you about the bike, or you know what I mean, and that's important.
I would say
you're gonna lose that culture.
Brick and mortar and closed minds are dying. The people that are like what you're doing with your shop and what other guys are doing that are turning their shops into more than just the oil change spot. Like there is like culture on the walls that you can buy. You know, I think that's you got to be more than just a shop now. You got to kind of be a brand, a real brand that people want to fuck with. They want to stop by. And just as much as they want to, you know, buy all these parts that they can now buy from you, but they also want your T-shirt because you're that kind of cool shop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think Hellbent was probably ahead of the game on that too, because it's you're buying into the culture, and so the culture is just as important as the parts and the bike and stuff like that. You know, you want to be a part of the culture. Eddie's shop is, I mean, there's a revolving. What do we see in there today? A dude with a handgun on his hip. Another painter and a distributor and a podcaster walk into a shop. You know what I mean? Like, where else are you gonna get that? You know? Yeah,
it's like I said. So there's kind of like those things, but I think that like you guys have a good synchronicity. What the fuck? It's one of those big words.
Yeah.
That are on SATs.
Tommy, where is it?
Yeah, you were using synchronicity. Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Like I think right now Houston has that, and like you said, you know, you got Adam running the Houston, you know, HTX. I don't fucking know.
FXRs of HTX.
Yeah, FXRs HTX.
And then you know, you got the Dyna dudes doing the HTX Dyna crew, then the brand of Hellbent, then you know, Zombie's always been kind of like a staple down here of like, you know. He's kind of like the tax collector, right?
Yeah, he's involved in everything that goes on one way or another. He's never met a stranger in the industry, pretty much.
I tell everybody the same thing. If you ride a motorcycle in Houston, you're going to run into me at some point in time. Yeah. There's going to be a gas station or a shop or something like that, but you're going to run into me. I'm going to shake hands with you.
The first time we met was Nitty Gritty 2.
Yeah, I hit y'all up on Instagram. I was super excited to have y'all out there, and then made a whole little beeline over there to go meet all y'all. Because I was super excited to see another clothing brand in Houston that was local clothing brand.
Is you still get a bunch of DMs with the tits and shit now? Or
dude, I literally attested to the fucking last podcast, dude. That shit dried the fuck up after I talked about getting them all, dude. It's almost like these girls it's like when that girl finds out that you're passing the news to your buddies and stuff like that. Yeah. It's like Rise up, the same exact thing, dude. Like, it literally just crickets.
Dude, chicks don't listen to this podcast.
Well, their boyfriends did.
Their boyfriends like...
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Is their old man went home and went, "Hey, motherfucker."
They checked their credit card statement, see there's no bill from us, but they got free T-shirts in the
mail. Just wonder where that tank top came from.
Yeah, we thought about doing like just a way, like just try and like get them, kick it back up and do like a Flash 'em Friday. Any chick that sends like, we're gonna do it where you have to hold today's paper with your tits out and then send it to us and we send you a free T-shirt. So I mean, we still got to probably get that one rolling. We used to do dumb shit like that.
I'll get behind that.
Yeah, it's just, dude, with everything going on and like.
Can you just start like a you could do like a fans only, but it's gonna be all the chicks from all these things. And you're like,
Hellbent
we're paying $5 a month to see like all these chicks.
And then there'll be like a thing, a winner could pick, try and match who's on it at the end of the month and all that shit.
Oh my, only Hellbent.
Yeah.
Yeah, only toes, Hellbent style.
Dude, those girls are making a killing, man.
Yeah, they are.
On that stuff.
There was I wish my penis was like marketable like that, where I can just whip it out.
Oh yeah.
Find out what they did with that one from Boogie Nights, dude. And just slap that sucker on every once in a while.
You can only ride those prosthetic coattails for so long. Subscriptions start
the
dropping.
Prosthetic dick coattails will fucking drop off. I mean,
it's got that arm watch thing.
That first $50 is a sweet 50 though.
Dude. We were talking about that stuff the other day. One of my homeboys, he's real in skateboarding. Like, I guess when who was it that broke up? The dude with the black flag on his throat. Heroin addict, back to skating. Andy.
Oh God, don't. I'm the only guy that never skateboarded.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but him and his chick, I guess, broke up, and I guess his chick was a pretty big like influencer on Instagram or something like that. And so right when they broke up, she made like an OnlyFans, and then she posted like her like first weekend collection. It was like $6-7 grand or something like that she made off the first weekend. And I was like, dude, I said, that's crazy. The worst part about that is you see all these girls are 18, 19 that see that stuff and they go, fuck, I can make fucking $7 grand in a weekend, not realizing this woman's got a history and a million followers, and that's how she made $7 grand, not that you and your 46 followers are going to get $6 a month.
Yeah. Next thing you know,
and when your uncle pops up on there, it's going to be real fucking awesome.
You know, the billing address is the same as your house.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
Dude, that's got to be so strange. It's like the worst thing, because like the worst thing you could happen is like you're a dad to a daughter in the 70s, 80s, and even 90s, and like your chick gets in your daughter gets in Playboy, which you kind of want to be proud of that because that's an accomplishment for that, but it's not like.
I always wondered like what the mentality is, right? Like you want to support your kids and everything they do or whatever.
I don't want to see my daughter's
but boobs. Do you really want her to be famous for that? You know what I mean? Like, is that the thing that you're gonna hang your hat on?
It's kind of. Girl I went to high school with, her mom was in Playboy, and no joke, anytime anyone come over to the house, her mom would bring it out and show everybody. When we were in high school, she'd be like, "Yeah, my mom was a cover model or centerfold."
What's her
Playboy.
name again?
The girl's last name was Coleman.
Yeah.
Last name was Coleman. Dude. I don't know what her maiden name was.
I was gonna say, you still get invites over to the house? Cause
no.
There's nothing better than going to look up, like when you hear, because I've heard of like this chick was on Playboy, and I'm like, what's her name? You look at it like, I do it. Yeah, it's dope. I like it. Man, all men want to see all tits, dude. It's just how it works.
Yeah. What was the old Rodney Carrington? I don't give a shit. Just bring them out. All of them. I don't give a fuck what they look like. Yeah. It's what is it? It's Tinder. Like you just want to judge it. You just want to look at it and be like, yep, no, yes or no. You know what I mean? That's it. Then they're
like Pokemon. You got to catch them all.
Yeah, and you hang out at enough biker rallies and you've seen lots of no's. Yeah.
Dude, so I've been going on eBay and buying like, because there's a lot of people that sell like the entire year of like Easy Riders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I got 2001. I got like 99. So when they pop up and I see it and I don't have it, I've been buying the whole year. It's like $60-$70.
Dude, buy them because what they did to Easy Rider is a goddamn travesty.
Is it relaunched yet?
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen it. I just remember you showed me all the.
It's woke.
Is it?
It's woke,
dude.
Yeah, I remember you showing me like the sizzle reel or whatever when they did their whole rebranding launch or whatever. And
they didn't just kill it; they murdered that.
Yeah, so I was telling Mike what the people that bought it, they want the branding for the name to do clothing. So that's the main thing, is they want to push clothing and that stuff. The magazine, everybody knows magazines are dead, even though I'm a huge magazine fan.
Yeah, you like to hold something.
I want to hold it. I wish that it could come back. I would totally subscribe to every one of them just to bring it back. But that was the point. But see, they're kind of, everybody in LA right now is in this fucking SoCal bubble. Mm-hmm. And they think that, everything has to be that way. And the rest of the country that's out here living normal, or as normal as the government will allow us, dude, we want to see fucking biker tits and
that's
choppers.
It's not even that. That's what that was. If you want to rebrand and have a slick LA cool guy magazine, cool, do it. But don't drag my childhood biker magazine down to this bullshit level and fucking turn it into not what it was growing up. You know, look, the world's going to change. Things are going to change. But some things genuinely are a brand and need to stay the same. And that's what that was. And what it's going to do is it's going to... Man, the Easy Rider was inspiring. You know what I mean? It, not just like the nudity aside... The bikes that were in there, everything that they were doing, you know, the Miraculous Mother comic strips and all the other stuff. That was a part of like, dude, every single one of us who's ever ridden a motorcycle probably had an uncle or a cousin or something like that who had a couple of those hidden under the toilet seat or whatever, you know what I mean, under their toilet, the sink in the bathroom. What are you putting forward now? Like, you know, a slick, pretty LA version of that? Yeah. And I think you're right. I think everything in Southern California kind of lives in a bubble of Southern California. They don't realize that they killed such a great thing and such an iconic thing. And you think David Mann be proud of what they put out?
No, well, it's not. It's, you know what? It put like this. Now, let me ask you this. Is it not a representation of the culture of bikes now from their eyes?
It is in a certain bubble, in a certain couple of zip codes somewhere in Southern California.
So like I said, it's probably like an exact mirror of what they're living. Like if you're hanging out at the House of Machines and shit. Yeah, probably. And you got all this like stuff that's, you know, don't be wrong. Like I think it all needs to be there, but it doesn't represent the entirety of all of us.
Are they still doing print, or is it just a digital platform?
It's a
now?
print, yeah.
They did one, yeah. I think they got one out, and they got maybe another one coming.
Are they doing it like thicker, like
yeah, it's
graphic
nice
novel
quality.
style?
It's like, you seen that magazine Meta? It's like another one of those that I think is the same concept, where it's like a lot more fucking Lincoln. It's a lot more like it. So for me as a photography lover, I like it because it's nice quality photos, but it's also photos of fucking cafe racers, which I don't give two fucks about. Like the V-Twin magazine, I want to see V-Twins. I want to see Harleys. I would rather, instead of you bringing in that CV500 or some shit like that, bring a Dyna into your chopper magazine, or a performance bag, or fuck a Softail V-Club. I'd rather look at that shit, you know what I mean, than bikes that don't even, they're not the same crowd, man.
Yeah, they definitely should have rebranded or started a spin-off type thing just for that crowd for sure. Yeah, no, I didn't. I just remember watching when he first showed me about the whole relaunch thing, and I just never followed it. I quit following them on Instagram after they started posting that shit, and so I didn't know they came through and did a new issue or any of that shit yet.
Well, the other thing that bothers the fuck out of me is there's so many rad-ass dudes doing biker shit, and then they put Norman Reedus on the cover, and his face is on the cover. It's a magazine about bikes.
Yes.
Why isn't there a badass bike on the cover?
Yeah. That is weird.
That shit is gay as AIDS, dude.
Because they don't care anymore. I mean, it really is what it boils down to. It's not there to promote a culture and to promote a scene or to do anything else. It's there to sell Easy Rider t-shirts.
Yeah, if we put this guy's face on there, it's like
If I let Jason Momoa give me all these videos, then they're gonna.
Yeah, Jason Momoa will definitely be on issue 2.
Probably, yeah.
Or they'll probably go. They're gonna be woke. They're gonna put a chick on there first.
No, dude, this is the worst part. So I just found out like 6 months ago that Norman Reedus isn't Irish. I always assumed that he was Irish.
Break your heart.
I literally found out he wasn't from Ireland at all, and I was like, I just assumed he was a guy doing a good English accent.
Dude, you can never trust an actor, man.
Yeah.
Boondock Saints got you twisted up, dude.
Even that other one. The other one's last name's like Flannery too, or something.
He lives down here in Houston too.
Who?
The Sean Patrick.
Does he really?
Yeah, and he doesn't have an accent. With a name like that, you assumed he'd be right off the boat.
He apparently, I don't know.
This might be news to you, but the Irish have been coming to America for a long time. And
Yeah, so
a couple of them may have lost the old paddywhacked accent when they got over here.
I'm not woke yet, dog.
About 6 or 7 generations ago. You know?
I just go strictly off last names.
Yeah, I don't fucking get it, man. Like, I was looking, because Mike, you have a couple of these older dice magazines in here, and I've never really. I got one dice magazine I picked up a couple of years ago. I was in Cali, and the one that I picked up was full of fucking like Honda cafe bikes, barely any Harley shit.
Yeah,
but yours have more Harley in it, but they also have tits in it. So you asked me.
Dice won't admit that now, I promise. I don't think they do that anymore, yeah.
Why is it so taboo to see boobs when we're seeing, like, literally every chick on Instagram has like a blurred nipple only?
Yes.
Like it's a contradiction. It's like weird. Like These chicks don't want to be biker chicks in
I think,
public.
first of all, none of those girls that did those spreads in those magazines got paid for it. And now they've all got, every single one of them's got an Only Toes account. And so now it costs $5 to see it, I guess. I don't know. But
dude, cut that chick a check. But, I mean, and then meanwhile, last year at Born Free, I saw some chick's butthole.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
Different Born Free experience than I had.
Dude, last year, San Diego put together. San Diego Customs put a nice little Dyna FXR show. I need to talk to those dudes, but to me, that part of Born Free is so much more enjoyable than. I don't want to say that. I love looking at the choppers that some of those cats build out there. They're really badass, but it's weird having this it's almost like Mexico and the United States border between the
for sure,
the Dyna FXR shit,
the performance stuff, and the
chopper
stuff.
shit. So it's like you walk one side or the other, and it's kind of like there's a party over here, and then there's a party over there, and it's like who parties harder, the chopper dudes or the Dyna dudes? You know what I mean? It's kind of a weird one.
It just depends on the party, I guess. But yeah, the whole thing, I don't know. That show's everything's canceled. That show's awesome, man. It's Born Free, and I think over the time. Man, it's all motorcycle. It's going to blur at some point in time. At some point in time, you're going to see performance baggers in there. They're going to adjust the show. It's just like us at Nitty Gritty. We started off being a kick-only pre-84, and now if you bring your Sportster chop up, that's cool, And, you adjust to whatever people want to be around and whatever people want to see.
Yeah. So I was talking to my buddy Patrick, and he was on the podcast recently, and he was talking about how, a lot of dudes that are in the chopper shit are really bummed that Born Free's not happening, or those shows aren't happening, because they rely on that to promote their shit.
Yeah.
And I says, well, what about Sturgis? Why? Well, Sturgis isn't their crowd. I was like, think about it.
Yeah, it is.
No, think about this, because a lot of people feel that way. That's not my crowd. That's what everybody in the Dyna FXR shit said whenever
the biggest FXR show in the world is in Sturgis, isn't it? Joe's deal up there.
True, but the mentality of people, they think of rally, they automatically think of the golf carts and shit like that. They think of a different perspective.
What, they got a problem with Leonard Skinner? I don't understand.
No, I think the Hell Yeah Brother type. It's a different demographic. It's just in playing at any of those rallies, you got this in your mind.
I would challenge them to this. Not only is that your crowd, that is your crowd, but if you don't turn into that guy at some point in time in your 60s, then you weren't a biker to begin with. So
this was my response to it. It's like, it's not your Born Free crowd, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to be that, right? Yeah. So if you're a bike builder, a painter, or somebody of some kind of influence, not saying you're an influencer, but you influence the crowd around you at your shop at HellBent. Mike does the same thing. If they don't go to Sturgis and turn it into whatever our generation's shit's gonna be, that's what everybody's done over the last 80 years.
Yes.
Is you go to Sturgis and you turn Sturgis into what you're about.
Yeah.
Or you can go get your safe place.
Yes.
And you can do your own shows in the woods, and you can do this and do that. But realistically, Sturgis is the platform to promote the type of bikes that you are into. And if you're too pussy fucking to go out there and go make a statement, then it's always going to be big wheel baggers there. It's always going to be fat tire choppers and billet choppers. It's all going to be that shit until you fucking nut up and go be a man.
Well, but like at Sturgis too, there's some shows out there, like Joe's got that FXR show out there, and then you got the Rat's Hole show or whatever it is out there. And so I think too that there's an unwillingness to bring your bike up to the Rat's Hole show. Isn't that a ride-in bike show? Everybody's invited.
Most of the shows that they're ride-in, yeah.
Well, but that's just it, man. You don't see these chopper builders that are super popular, in all these magazines and stuff like that, running up to that show and doing it. I don't know, maybe their feelings get hurt or whatever, but I mean, it seems to me like if you built a bike like that and you wanted to do something like that, that you would be taking every available option to get your bike as much exposure, what you do as much exposure as humanly possible amongst everybody in the motorcycle industry, not just 14 people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Somewhere in Southern California.
So you have to go and you have to put your style and the things that you believe in or what you're into in people's faces. And sometimes, you go to Born Free and everybody's already into your shit because Born Free is Instagram reunion every year. Is what it is. It's
because you're selling to a bunch of people that have already bought.
Yeah. So if you want to push your shit into an industry and create a market, not necessarily a market, but you just want to get customers to come in that appreciate what you do as a bike builder, you got to put it in people's face.
Yeah, absolutely.
That aren't like already drinking your Kool-Aid.
You know our boy down here in Houston that does the choppers is real good at that. Like Eric goes to everything all the time. His bike will be at Lone Star Rally, and it'll be at Loretta Lynn's Ranch, and then it'll be at your local chopper or whatever. Like he's real good at that. But he's got mouths to feed, and he's got a table to provide for, and so he understands that like you have to do it no matter what.
Well, it's like we as a society of bikers, we have this like really cool place that's called Sturgis. It's like this thing that happens every year, and it's not expensive to go if you look into it.
Take a ticket, yeah.
And it's a stage. It's a nationwide, worldwide stage to put what you think is cool out there to create trends.
The only horror story I've ever heard about somebody going to a rally was Eddie when he went to what was it?
Laughlin.
We
lost our ass on Laughlin.
That's the only horror story I've ever heard about somebody going to a big show like that and really
like
putting it all together and getting their shit together and going out there, and then you went out there and got accused of being the Antichrist.
Yeah,
I think Laughlin and like even like probably Reno Street Vibes, they're just so borderline of all this club shit that goes on everywhere that has a tendency and a tendency for sure to ruin shit. Not that I want to say clubs aren't good, but man, you know that shit fucking you when you integrate it with something that civilians like to enjoy. It becomes a fucking blurred lines situation, you know?
Yeah, but I think even that shit could pop off at Sturgis or Born Free or you know what I mean? Anywhere. It just happened to be those, you know what I mean?
Can't wear colors in Born Free.
Eddie's, but they're there, you know what I mean? Like, those guys are still there.
With the Laughlin, you can't have, it's like Born Free, no colors, no soft colors even. You can't even wear support shirts or anything. Yeah. So you're cutting this whole demographic of dudes that would at least be coming out there, spending money in the town, hanging out. I mean, you're not, just because you've got club guys, you're not going to have what they had before happen, you know. But
I think once is probably good. I don't think anybody's trying to do that. But that's just it. Like I don't know what I don't think they're gonna. Lightning's probably not gonna strike twice. I'm not worried about going to the Twin Peaks at Waco right now. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it's gonna hit. I don't think it's gonna hit twice. You know what I mean?
Well,
and so
even that, like it's kind of like that one thing. It's like if the shit was so wild and crazy and people were getting shot, not that that's a good thing at all. I'm not saying that, but if some of you were hanging out the garage, like, man, we should go next year. This shit might be popping.
Yeah, you get the I Survived tattoo done.
Dude, I got shot in the arm. Sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I know guys that have been involved, like, regardless. But part of it, too, is that, like, man, if you want to be safe and live in your little bubble and shit like that, man, motorcycle's probably not the spot for you. Because you're going to get hit in the face by a bug. You know, something bad's going to happen to you. Shit's going to happen to you. That's not what this is. You know, I'm sure there's a knitting circle somewhere that you can join, or a
book club,
whatever, you know.
Well, there's plenty of them on the Nextdoor app, you know, that you got now. Like you'll sit there and see that shit in my neighborhood. Like, dude, it's like I see a lot of bikes in the garage. Who wants to go for a ride Sunday? We'll go get brunch and stuff like that. And it's all these like old timers that just meet up on Sunday and 11 o'clock, then roll, eat, and then go home. And they're going 15, 20 miles.
Yo, and that's your scene. That's cool. You know what I mean? Do that. But you know, it's
me and Mike were having a conversation. That might be a good segue, right? We were at this like stereo competition at the Bombshells down here.
Y'all went to the one in Katy?
Yeah.
Oh, how was it? I saw a photo. There's a lot of big wheels.
It's a lot of big wheels.
A lot of big wheels. Yeah. Lots of tweeters. So we were trying. We were sitting there. We were trying to understand the connection to the bike, because, and I was telling us like, maybe these dudes love these bikes or they love this stuff because it's like their boat. It's the getaway for the weekend. Yeah. But they're not bikers Monday through Friday. Yeah. They might be on their Facebook chat room or some shit. But you know what I mean? Like it's so we were trying to kind of understand the connection to the bikes, which, don't get me wrong, I rode a big wheel. I built them. I painted tons of them. But I rode them. I was doing what I'm doing now on my bagger and what I did on my FXR and my Dynas. I did it on big wheels. It's just that, nobody else was doing it. That's why I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
But what is
lonely at the top, my friend.
Yeah. What is it about? Like, what is the connection to dudes to do that? Do you think?
It might be, like you said, like it's a way for them to disconnect from their 9 to 5 through the week, and it's their wife, their kids, or whatever. And then on the week, Sunday or Saturday, they meet up with the boys, all the guys they, whether they grew up with or high school and stuff like that. And they're all these guys that have established themselves, have professional careers, and it's a way for them just to, for 2 hours, 3 hours, just forget about everything and go cruise and roll, and just like what we do, but just for the whole week they just knock it out and decompress, and that's enough for them.
I mean, that's like, we got to agree that's exactly what it is, right?
I think that's part of it.
I think it's always different, or it's not different. It's always hard for people that are lifers in motorcycles, whether they're industry or just everything in their life is biker. When you have to accept the fact that some people just do this on weekends and free time.
Yeah,
that's the real difference between people being okay with this bikes and not. Like, it's not the bike; it's like the people that we joke on.
Yeah, for sure. The Hell Yeah Brothers.
The Hell Yeah Brothers, dude.
But that's just it, man. At some point in time, your life's going to happen. Kids, wife, whatever. I get it. And you go from being, man, I met some old guys that back in the day was the shit.
Yeah.
Now they do it on the weekends, you know? And that's, at least they still have a connection to it at some point in time. What I don't understand is the guys our age that kind of
just get into it,
tiptoe halfway in, halfway out. Like,
yeah,
you got nothing stopping you, man. Go for it.
It's probably like the same thing, like, you know, like the whole cliche middle-aged white man gets the Corvette type stuff. Like, it's his thing. You know, he's getting older. Hey, honey, I still got it. I went and got this bike. Me and my boys are going out on the weekend. That's it. I can still pull pussy from this place if I wanted to, but I don't.
I guess we happy few had our midlife crisis when we were in our 20s and started getting into motorcycles, just luckier than the rest of them.
Who knows? Another 10 years, we might be in speedboats. Never know.
Ape hangers, V-rods with ape hangers. I've said it once.
V-rods with ape hangers.
Mopeds with T-bars. It's gonna happen.
I don't groms.
You know, I don't. You know, I was thinking about that. I was just recently doing this long trip, and I was like, on those long trips, I kind of like think a lot when you're on a fucking 200 or 120 mile stretch. You know, and I'm like, man, like, am I gonna be into this in 5 years? You know, I think so. I think I will be. But, you know, like me and my boys, we haven't done this like recap podcast for Sturgis yet, but there's nowhere else in America like I'm so stoked to go ride to. I want to do Northeast, but there's nowhere that's like just on the table like, fuck, man, like I'm getting hard on thinking about going there. The only place I like to go ride is California because it's like a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? It's like when I go to California, I get the coast, I get the cities, I get my homies everywhere.
Yeah,
I get to do everything I want to do in within one little 500-mile radius spot, versus like from here everywhere else. It's like
13 hours.
13 hours to something cool, you know.
I mean, Mexico's right there, dude.
Dude, we should
all
I've
been down there. We used to ride down there on the regular when I was down in the valley.
Ripping down the Mexico's a bit cool.
It's starting to open back up. The mountains down there, the lake, it's fucking beautiful.
I really would love to do a Mexico thing, but that's not a trip I want to lead because I don't know nothing about that shit. I want to go down there with an experienced guy that knows the ropes.
Dude that goes across all the time.
And every time someone walks up to me, I want to look at him and like see what he looks. If he looks, you know, like when you're in an airplane and like you get turbulent, the first thing you do is find the stewardess.
Yeah, and see what their reaction is.
If they look chill, then like, okay, cool, we're good. If they start freaking out, then I'm like, oh shit, something's going on.
I follow some guys on Instagram down there that I'll get like, let's go.
Yeah, I'm down. I totally want to go to Mexico on like a bike trip, but I also feel like I need to buy a shitty, older, clapped out looking bike.
Yeah, nothing flashy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take my fucking nice Road Glide down there.
You got insurance?
Not
insurance
for him
don't work that way, dude.
You get Mexico insurance, man. That's when we were going down there. You bought Mexico insurance.
I'm taking a black Dyna down there that may get stolen, and it's only a $6,000 loss.
I mean, didn't this happen to you in
already?
The or the Midwest,
in the widest part of the country.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, really, what do you? Yeah, I mean, I think you'd be safe either way,
dude. Yeah, that's crazy.
I had some buddies that went down there. What, 3 months ago. They went down and rode down through there, and they said getting across course, they did the whole thing. Oh, the Border Patrol going into Mexico was trying to say that they had to have their titles and all that on to prove that the bikes, even though they had their registration and all that stuff, saying that it was owned by them. And so then, of course, everyone had to fork over $40 each to get in. And then after about like an hour, they were like, a lot of people were like looking at them and stuff like that. You know, a bunch of tattooed white boys riding around on bikes and stuff like that, making a lot of noise. And they're like, I'll go ahead and head back, because they were down there in Big Bend and stuff.
Yeah, but the trick is you got to go farther. Man, the border towns, I grew up close to the border towns. You got to go farther inland. Yeah. You got to get into Mexico, into the interior and stuff like that. Like,
why does it feel like the border towns on Texas are so much more hardcore than the ones on like Tijuana?
Because they're border towns in Texas. Like, there's nothing.
There's nothing about like when I'm driving, you know, through El Paso on my way to like Phoenix or some shit. There's nothing about crossing the border into Juarez that looks appealing to me at all.
Especially if you've seen the movie Sicario.
Because it's a border town in Texas. Man, you got to think it's the environment itself, right? Everything
when
out
I was
there.
in San Diego, driving to San Diego, we stayed in Yuma. I was like, I'll fucking cross in Yuma all day long. That shit looks fucking... Yes. It looks like America over on the other side, right there in Yuma.
Yeah.
But fuck that. In Texas,
because this is Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
because
rough.
it's just as rough on one side.
Well, if we were to plan it, where would you want to cross through? Brownsville?
No, you cross in Laredo, move down there, go through Nuevo Laredo, and then...
He just said we don't cross in Texas. Why are we not going to California doing this shit?
Cross and go get through it. I mean, once you get 40 miles into the interior, man, it's not nearly as bad.
You just hammer it until you're about 40 miles in.
Yes. No, that's exactly what you do. Yeah.
No gas stops. Just keep
man,
going.
Who was it?
Dude, how would we live without a Walmart?
Do you remember that kid, Liam, that was running around in Austin for a long time? He's from New Zealand. Interesting kid. Shovel hunter on Instagram. He ships bikes to Australia now or something for a living. Really interesting kid. When his green card would expire, and I hope I'm not throwing him under the bus or anything, so if he gets deported, I'm sorry, dog.
Yeah, the government does not listen to this.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, dude, he would ride over into like Del Rio. He would go into Acuna and then come back over just to get his passport stamped and then fucking roll over. He used to do it solo by himself.
You can't take
just
guns
shits and
over there,
giggles.
can you?
No, knives. Take a machete. It's a farm implement.
Dude, that's scary, man. I would not... Like, I want to so badly, but, dude, just... It would be the most nerve... You know what it would be equivalent to? Like we just camped in Yellowstone, and everything is like, watch out for bears, don't leave food out, don't leave anything with a scent out. It's like being there where there's like, there's death everywhere.
Yeah. We just had the conversation.
Yeah.
There's a nice knitting group for you somewhere, and let's do it, dog. Come on,
that shit,
let's
dude.
go.
That'd be great. Everybody goes down there, gets kidnapped.
Yeah.
Be a hell of a podcast.
Be the
most listened to podcast you ever had.
That'd be the craziest thing. Like, I can just see it now. We're all like chained to a pole somewhere, and we're like, Mexico 2021. Like, it's
dude, when I was 16 years old, I spent 3 days in the jail in Matamoros.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably one of the better ass whippings I've ever gotten in my life, but I survived. I came back.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Well, in the fucking 70s, right? It was not that bad.
It was in the fucking early 2000s. I listened to Britney Spears on the way home.
It's Britney, bitch.
No, this was Oh Baby Baby when a little skirt and shit.
That was that too early 2000s?
I
was in junior high.
Dude, I was never really into Britney, and then one day, like, I just saw a picture of her, and I was like, damn, she's kind of hot, man.
Yo, but it was like her Instagram lately.
No,
I thought she's like crazy now.
Is it a good follow?
Her dad like took over and she didn't leave her house or some shit.
It's the most entertaining shit you've ever seen.
What's her Instagram?
I don't know.
It's probably as good as what's his name? Who's that motherfucker we were watching for a long time?
Aaron Carter, dog.
Aaron Carter. We were watching.
I don't need a face tattoo. He shows up 10 minutes later.
Yeah, I don't need a face tattoo to prove I'm hard. Then next time he's on the podcast, he's got his whole side of his fucking face tattoo.
Yeah, for everybody listening, if you ever want to get into some really entertaining stuff, just Google Aaron Carter.
Yeah, on YouTube.
Yep.
They got fucking
they're amazing.
Videos.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any blue checks on any of these bitches.
It's Britney's Instagram, man. Like it's
dude.
It's maybe
Britney Spears. Britney Spears.
Well, what did you type in full? Is it? Hold on.
I don't know.
I don't know how do you spell her name. Is it AY or EY?
Who knows? Who cares?
Britney.
Hold on. Well, you should be able to do this. Go to the Britney Spears fan page, and then like she'll be tagged. You would think.
Yeah.
This is the Instagram.
No, it's not. But we might or might not have just liked one.
The Instagram kings of the world.
Hold on.
Let's go to Mexico, man.
I want to, man. I think me and my wife are gonna.
If I run down there and we do like a little thunder run down there, and I come back, we'll figure it out. We'll plan it out. Because there's some guys down there I want to meet that like I follow on Instagram and stuff like that, and I've been talking to them. I want to go down there and check it out.
I mean, I've watched a lot of people do it that are even doing it solo, but like I said, they're doing it on bikes that like nobody's gonna fuck with that fucking Kawasaki 500 adventure bike that's going through there. Like, you know, it's not. But we ripped down on some fucking painted up Simpson helmets and
I think they disabled her Instagram.
They might have.
It might have been a prisoner in her own house. Apparently,
it might have been a mental health issue or something.
That's crazy.
Man, just go to, dude, if you're going to get robbed, you're going to get robbed.
Well, when they do the El Diablo run, where do they run down through? Because they come out of California. I know that, but like, where are they going?
California, down to the Baja.
Oh, so.
And it's pretty remote. Like, some of the areas they're in are pretty remote, but it's not interior.
Where are they getting gas on those choppers?
For some reason, like, when I think of Tijuana, I think of Tijuana is like hoping Americans come over to go to the strip clubs and the bars. Like, I feel like they look forward more to the...
Man, Texas used to have that. That's how I ended up in jail down there when I was in high school. Yeah.
Didn't they have a couple of years ago down there, one of the... What was it, Cozumel or Cancun? They had one of the cartels took over one of the resorts. and like kidnapped a bunch of people who were down Americans and shit.
Allegedly. I never heard anything about it.
I want to say it was a couple of years ago. Some shit.
That sounds like a good ass movie, by the way. Like that needs to be the next Netflix release. Liam Neeson
down there.
I have a set of skills.
Taking 6. Still
He's
can't
just
get it
the
right.
whole thing in a pair of flip flops and some board shorts. Yeah.
I remember when Taken 2 came out, he was on some interview on one of those late night shows. They were talking about it. And said, "Well, what would y'all call Taken 3?" And he was like, the joke was like, "That's just bad parenting," or something like that. Then they made a Taken 3, and I'm like, "Damn it,
Yeah,
Liam, you should have signed off on that."
That was a good one.
Taken 3 is bad parenting.
Bad parenting. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I'd love to go to Mexico. Mexico's way more appealing than Canada to me. Like I'd like to go to Canada, but not for like the like we're all partying, riding, and ripping and having a good time. But like I want to see Nova Scotia or some shit like that. You know, not necessarily. I don't look at Canada like we're gonna go up there and party. I feel like we're gonna go up there and find God or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
I've been to Canada twice. I went to Edmonton once and then Calgary once.
How was that?
Edmonton's an oil field town, so I was working in the oil field, and that's where.
So it's like America extended, but there's a line in between.
Everybody's, dude, no joke. Like when we went to Arizona Bike Week, my partner in HellBent, one of my homeboys, he's originally from Canada, and he's been a U.S. or green card citizen or whatever for a long time.
That's right, he is.
And a lot of his friends came down from Canada and met at his homeboy's house in Arizona. And I literally just kept stopping them. I said, I'm not trying to be offensive. I said, but y'all are the most polite people I've ever, because when you would say something, they wouldn't hear you. Opposed to saying what, like we do, they go pardon. And that blew me away. They would say pardon versus what. And there's the same thing, like when we were up there, when we were in fucking
what?
Where was it? When I was in Edmonton, we were staying at a hotel that was connected to a truck stop that had a strip club in it called Airways. And dude, they got loonies and toonies where it's coins, and so you literally snapping coins at strippers. It was the coolest shit in the world.
Wasn't that in fucking like Super Troopers 2?
I don't know. I never saw Super Troopers 2.
Yeah, I never saw
Dude,
that.
I left it on the high
Was it
note,
good?
dude. I didn't want to.
Rob Lowe's in it. He's like a strip club owner in Canada, and they're like super nice, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
it's a good one.
Well,
it's not one, but
that
it's
might
good.
be a Hellbent movie night right there. Super Troopers 2.
Super Troopers 2. Yeah, I've never saw it.
Yeah, but no, that's throw coins at strippers, making it hell on bitches. Is that?
I guarantee you can do it in Mexico.
Dude, there was a dude that I was with. He was one of the guys up there. He said, "Hey man, I was here one night, and a dude sat there with his lighter, and he heated up the coins, and he threw it on one of the girls' back. He got kicked right in the fucking eye with a stiletto or some dumb shit.
He branded her.
Yeah, he said he heated up and threw it and got like drug out. And the weird thing is, those people are very, very polite, but people fight like crazy up there. Like
all that hockey they've been watching since they were 4 years old.
Yeah, everyone in there is
Duke it
fucking ready to fight. It's weird.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know what's scarier, a Mexican stripper or a Canadian stripper. I feel like your odds are fucking even both ways.
I don't know, dog. I think
what about what is it, Toronto, that's right across a bridge from Detroit? Do you think that some of the Detroit deterioration affected any of Toronto, like being that close? Like,
hell if I know, man.
I don't know. Probably
I don't
not.
go north of Oklahoma if I don't have to. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not asking the right. This is a podcast with Clem's speed cycle.
Yeah. I was gonna say you need to get up to Detroit and ask one of those guys. Yeah.
Well, I'm going up to Milwaukee in 2 weeks, man.
That's right.
See what that's gonna be like.
You've been up there before?
Never been. Last time I went north and anywhere east, my bike got stolen.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the last venture into the Midwest.
So one of my buddies up there, works at House of Harley, and he's on a, we worked a deal out for one of those 131s in the bagger, and everybody and their mom is like, you don't want that motor, it's the walls are thin and blah 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 and blah blah blah, and I'm like, man, I kind of want it. You know what I mean? It's like a direct replacement motor, meaning that I get to keep my 114, so that I can, which is fine right now, but I can rebuild it. I can do whatever the fuck and sell it. And get half my money back. Or
hold it, and if the 131 doesn't hold up, you've got to
swap it out. Yeah,
replacement. Yeah.
So, but going up to Milwaukee, where was the George Floyd thing? Was that in Wisconsin or was it Minneapolis? That's Wisconsin, right? Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's just going through Chicago. Probably, I haven't reached out to anybody yet to do podcasts there, but I'm a sightseer, man. I want to see all this shit. I want to take it in.
You going through Chicago?
Yeah.
Chicago's good times, man.
I don't know if I'm going to stay much or do what I'm going to do there, but the idea is to leave here, go to St. Louis, then do do Chicago, then do Milwaukee for probably 3 or 4 days tops. And then I don't know if I should loop around to Michigan or loop around to some other spots. But the idea is just to do completely podcasts, like like come away with like 10 or 15 podcasts with all these different shops. So it's a complete work trip, you know, but.
When you go up there, ask those guys about Mexico. I don't know a damn thing about Canada, and same shit here.
See, yeah, there you go. I don't know, man.
I think we need to get some ground on this Mexico trip, though.
Let's do it.
Remember you hit me up like a year ago about doing it.
Yeah, because the coronavirus happened. We couldn't go in.
I don't think we were that late in the planning. The corona stopped us.
I'm single now. I don't have any
Yeah,
obligations at the
he's
house
gung-ho
stopping
now.
me
He's
from
like,
going. Yeah.
Hey, man, break up with your girlfriend so we can all party.
I might be that friend a little bit. Yeah.
I got to pee. I'll do it.
Man, what are you peeing?
I like how I just walk away and just like leave a podcast.
Thanks.
No, you can edit it, right?
You want to go to Mexico?
Yeah, I'd do it.
Take a hair.
I say I would. Well, yeah, no, they still got land and stuff down there.
That's what I'm saying. Let's do this.
Yeah, but I don't think she's been down there since like high school age.
Good time to go?
Yeah.
Let's just go check it out.
Scope it out. It'd be cool, man. The only thing, like you said, I mean, that'd be the weirdest thing, just crossing over. I mean, I wouldn't be worried about crossing. I'd be worried about getting back.
Dude, when I was down in South Texas, we used to go into the border town area, and it was always about a 40-mile radius. Like, once you get past 40 miles, shit kind of evens out. It's cool. You know, it's a bunch of farms and shit down there.
Yeah, no, it's not that. It's just, I think the border checkpoint coming back out would be like the biggest hiccup, just because, you know, Americans, this is this, as far as...
Ride motorcycles in Mexico. Fuck
No,
it.
no. I'm not, like, worried about it. I'm saying as far as, like, hey, man, we're going to need you to come off $100, come back type stuff.
Shit happens, yeah. I got out of Mexican jail for $20, and that was in 2000.
Yeah, inflation.
1999, probably.
Yeah, inflation, dog. $20 is like $200 now.
Okay. Small price to pay.
For your freedom. Yeah, it actually is.
Yeah.
Compared to everything else. Yeah, for sure. I got you.
Bailing out of jail for a whole lot more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, stop talking when I walk up.
Yep.
Well, we were trying to think of a good segue, but we ran out after talking about how we're gonna get back from Mexico.
No, Mexico would be fun, man. It would be. I think me and my wife and some homies are gonna do a resort thing, you know, in like February or January or some shit. I've never done shit like that.
You're gonna go to the resort. You're gonna come back, and you're gonna be calling me about going back to Mexico.
Yeah,
Possibly.
but you
'Cause
flying to the
riding down
resort, or
there,
you
Huh?
flying in and everything?
Oh yeah, I'm not fucking driving or none of that shit. Fuck that. No, man. I don't know what it's like to do anything that's not related to work somehow.
Yeah.
You know, like I convinced my wife, let's go to Cali in January. We'll go see your family. We'll have some free time. And next thing you know, I have a podcast. I got 3 podcasts a day scheduled. And then there's like one day that's free. It's like, hey, babe, all right, today's yours. Let's do it. And I'm like fucking beat. So I'm like sleeping on the couch and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I've never really done anything that's like complete checkout, not work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and down there would be cool. I remember when I went to Puerto Rico a couple of years ago. It was just crazy going out there. It was just fun. Like, it was just such a different thing. And then I didn't realize how small. It's like 125 miles, like 50 miles to the whole island or something like that.
Yeah.
And so you can just get your rental car and go beaches, rainforest. But the rainforests aren't like you think. I assume there's going to be like monkeys and shit. It's trees. Like, there's fucking no animals.
It's a bunch of trees. Yeah.
Like, dude, my whole, like, when we were going, I did no research at all. And I was like, dude, we're getting there. We're renting fucking scooters. We're mobbing the rainforest. No fucking scooter rental places. Get to the goddamn rainforest. No fucking animals. It was.
Have you ever thought about going to Hawaii and renting bikes?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
How big is Hawaii? Have y'all
The problem
y'all
with
been there?
Hawaii, yeah, for sure. I've ridden in Hawaii.
How big is
the
like,
problem
the main
is,
island?
It's a big island or whatever they call it.
You talking about going to like Honolulu, like where the population centers are, and there's like
Yeah.
stuff to go.
Where's Dog the Bounty Hunter live? That's where I want to go.
Yeah.
The problem with Hawaii is the speed limit out there is only like 55 at its highest, and so everywhere you go, you're speeding.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, and everybody out there obeys the speed limit, and so you're always stuck behind somebody going 40 miles an hour. Yeah.
Well, apparently Honolulu is not the big island.
No, it's not the big island. But Honolulu is like where all the populations, where all the stuff, like if you're going to fly in and go
It looks
see
like
Hawaii.
the big island is like a fucking farm town right here.
Yes.
Where's the No More Ice in Paradise Island? That's where I'm going.
No more ice in paradise. Dude, I've got buddies that are
Let me
out
see what
there
the directions are from here. to
walking.
Honolulu.
Yeah, get
The
that.
walking directions. What was the Camaro we saw today with the Hawaii plates on it?
Yeah,
How
dude.
did they get here?
Dude, we're riding around in Houston. There's some there's some chicks driving around in a drop top Camaro, a newer one, and the license plate said Hawaii. Have you ever in your life seen a Hawaii license plate?
No, never.
I was tripping out. I couldn't get my phone fast enough, and I didn't get it fast enough, and didn't get it. So
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, fuck, dude. You think it'd be cheaper to fucking sell your shit, move here, and buy something new versus ship a car.
I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe you just got the registration out there. I don't know. There's no telling.
I don't know. Maybe that's way not.
Dude. So
maybe it's like a bike. When the registration's out, you just find you another plate, stick it on there.
From Honolulu to whatever this town is, Haleywa, whatever. 30 miles, dude. That's the distance between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and that's the island of Honolulu and shit. And that's a pretty decent sized one compared to, so probably the big island's probably 60 miles across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 100 tops.
And the speed limit's 55.
That's wild.
That's what
Could
I
you
remember.
imagine living in a place like that? It's like not even as big as the city that we're in now.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
then the rest of the, like, everything that you could.
Yeah, but it's paradise.
Water.
Yeah.
Dude, it's got to be a weird, like,
claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's got to be a weird
I definitely
claustrophobic
think
feeling.
it'd be a huge culture shock if you grew up there and then, like, opposed to how everyone here goes to vacation over there. If, like, you were to come vacation in New York or some shit from over there, I mean, it'd probably blow your fucking mind.
Oh, yeah, if you're Hawaiian your whole life and then you end up in, like, I don't know, Texas, where, like, you can get up on a tall building and it's just land for as long as you can see.
Yeah. Dude, that's wild, man. That's got to be, and it's like an island in the, like, middle of nowhere, dude. Like,
Yeah, you're not even close to some
Yeah.
shit. You're thousands of miles away from the next main body of land. You could tell this is a late night podcast. We get some weird shit on this.
Dude, who cares?
Yeah, we should probably look up flights. It's probably pretty cheap right now.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude. Fuck this podcast.
We were looking fucking for
fly to
like
Hawaii.
next month, dude. Like fucking flying to where the fuck were we gonna fly to? Fucking Colorado or some dumb shit. It was like $59 round trip, and that was on. It was 59 on Spirit, and it was like 89 on United.
The thing that, we were talking about the whole mask thing with the restaurant down the street from your shop.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to wear a fucking mask on an airplane for fucking 3 hours going anywhere.
I don't know, dude. I flew a Spirit airline one time from a town that shall not be named, and it was full of people from Somalia on it. And, dude, I could have used a mask. It would have been a bad thing.
Yeah, well,
dude, the
there
whole
are
airline
times.
smelled like dog. There was a lot of bare feet involved on an airplane, which I wasn't real comfortable with. It was real.
You're
weird.
talking about a once in a lifetime opportunity for Somalian pirates to be on there, like, I'm the captain now, kind of shit.
Yeah, no, straight up. Yeah. Dude, there was definitely some
Yeah.
side eye going on in that whole.
Dude, I'd
flight.
love to. I don't know. I haven't flown. If I don't fly a lot, I get weirded out when I go fly. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm flying a lot all the time, I get really accustomed to it and it doesn't bother me. But if I haven't flown in a while and we're like watching TV and people are in airplanes, I'm like, I'm checking out for right now. I don't want to get anything in my head because, like I said, in my flight, I'm like, it's fun to take off, it's fun to land, but it's also like, well, I am 100% giving the control of my life to someone else's hands right now.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what freaks me out about is the fact that there's nothing you can do if something goes
No.
wrong. It's like, all right, man, here it goes.
What are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
You try and jump.
What if,
Yeah.
say, what if, I'm thinking in my head, because I'm in the flight in my head right now, like, what if you're climbing in altitude and you got a window seat by the engine, you see it blow up, you're just like, fuck.
That's all you do. That's it.
You're just like, motherfucker, man. I knew this shit was going to happen one day. And it's like, well, I got a couple seconds. Let me text. Let me throw something out
You
there.
ain't got no service up there.
You do it.
Yeah, you do.
You do it
When
a
you're
little
doing
bit.
initial climb and shit, you do.
Man, y'all are paying for the high dollar fucking Wi-Fi.
Well, they all got Wi-Fi on this shit
So
too.
the thing is that when you're up in the air, you're not getting service up there, right? So I think I looked into this one day.
The
It's not.
towers don't go that high.
Yeah, but when
Yeah.
you come crashing down, it's going to link up on the way
Yeah.
down.
So when you
that's
start
good.
to land,
Yeah, that's reassuring.
When you start to land, you can turn your shit on and it'll catch the signal as soon as you like get down below the clouds.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're dying and shit, I mean, it's reassuring to know that eventually it'll go through. You know.
yeah.
It's the only thing keeping
Send.
you going.
I think on an iPhone you got to resend that shit. Though,
I think
don't
the
you?
worst thing would be panicking and then the fucking flight levels out. Then you just got that rest like 2 hours and use the guy that freaked the fuck out and starts like, swinging on the guy next
You're the
to
guy
you.
that said,
They got all this shit in my pants I got to deal with right now. This is
You just
bullshit.
sit there, everybody's just
I gotta
side-eyeing you and
I got to
looking
walk
at you
through
the
the
rest of the
terminal with with all this piss on my leg. This is crap.
there's some times, man. Like when I used to fly back and forth to NorCal all the time, I got so used to it because there would be times where I would go up there in the morning and literally fly home at night, you know, and you just get stuck in these flights with like, I had a crying baby behind me for a long time, and which I know everybody that's flown a lot's probably dealt with that shit, but dude, it is fucking insane. Like the type of shit you have to deal with, and a flight always feels like the longest thing in the world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I don't know. It's
the worst with me, and it happens every time, is I'm always in the little gate waiting to board the flight, and there's always like a pseudo halfway decent looking chick who you can tell smells good.
Yeah, it's his word of the day.
It is the word.
It's the third time you said.
But there's always like some. You can always tell like there's like some like.
Yeah, but pseudo means fake, doesn't it? So like there's a
like kind of half. Like kind of there, like pseudo, like close. Like whatever. All right, I'll change the word of the day.
So middle of the road.
So you're always sitting in the gate, and there's always this chick there, and you're like, all right, that one's the attractive chick in the gate. You know what I mean? Like maybe I'll get the seat next to her. I'll luck out. You know what I mean? And I won't have to smell this dude's cologne next to me. Never happens.
Next to
never happens.
More attractive attendees on the flight.
Never happens. Never. And I don't know how they pick the person that sits next to him, but it's always like some 80-year-old lady.
I don't know.
It's crap. It's wasted.
That brings egg salad.
Totally wasted. Yeah.
Opens that up on
do you ever feel like, so you're more tattooed than like Mike, visibly, right? So like, do you ever feel like when you get on because I got my hands and shit done and neck and everything. It's like when you're on the flight with people, and when I get on a flight, I'm either sweatpants in it with a t-shirt or Dickies, and like I'm going to work somewhere or some shit, right? Do you ever like sit next to people and you feel like you have to like? First, I'm not a criminal.
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy. I'm a business owner.
Yeah, you compliment them like right off the bat about something. Yeah. You always do that. Do you think or you're like,
To Kill a Mockingbird. Love that book.
Yeah. You sit there and look at you like either going through there Googling, like trying to figure out who you are, whether or not you're like somebody famous or if you're just some piece of shit.
Dude, I love egg salad. I'm glad you brought that.
I've had that happen before just because and I'm not even that tattooed compared to like you or some other people nowadays or like Les that just left. But like there's been times with just people come, are you somebody famous? I'm like, nah, bro.
Dude, that shit happened to me in Roswell, New Mexico. We were on our way back from Laughlin, and I was walking through it. We were at some shitty fucking motel. I was standing there, I was walking, I think I was wearing like a fucking button up or some dumb shit. And this kid like came up with like the thickest southern accent. He goes, hey, are you famous? I go, nah, man. He goes, dang. Like walked over, I went and got him a shirt and gave him a shirt. Like, hey man, here you go. He's like, thanks. And like, split off or whatever. But it's just like,
thanks.
I should have just said, yeah. That way he could have told his friends he met somebody famous.
Disappointed his whole shit, man. That's the first time he's been west of the Appalachians. He fucked his whole world up.
Dude, no, we were in Ruidoso. We stayed. It was one of the stops on our trip, and me and my buddy Steve Chamberlain rode back through there from their home. Dude, as soon as you cross the border from New Mexico to Texas, you see prosperity.
Yes.
Is that not the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, New Mexico, what do they call it? My guys out there call it it's the land of enchantment is the state motto, or whatever they call it, the land of entrapment. Because everything they do is illegal. Like any little thing gets you bound up for life out there. Yeah, it's a rough
state. Like all these little towns, like you'll see, when you're driving across country like that or riding or whatever, you see these little towns that you could tell that like they gave it a shot. Yeah,
that's the best way to put it. They tried their best.
they never quite got to the spot where you get a Dairy Queen. You know what I'm saying? Like there's levels to towns, right? You get a Dairy Queen, then a Dollar General, and then eventually you get a Walmart, and then
I think the Dollar General's before the Dairy Queen these days.
The sign under the welcome is, well, shit, we tried.
We gave it our best.
Dude,
it's the truth, man. Like, so, when we left Ruidoso, man, we started hitting a bunch of towns, and like, there's houses, there's like communities there, but there's like disparity. There's no business. There's no industry.
There's no industry there. I mean, Texas is oil. You know what I mean? We live on energy.
So I was wondering this because I was listening to a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts. They talk about, BLM land, right? Mm-hmm. So, Bureau of Land Management, not the other one. And so they talk about how like they have all this open land, and then as soon as you get to Texas, we have no public land here, right? It's all owned
compared to
So as soon as you cross over from some place like New Mexico that I think does have public land,
yes,
and you get to Texas, as soon as you cross the border, there's a crop there, and then every town you go through, not that they're all. Some of them are still on the verge of, we tried. But
I grew up in one that, we tried. Yeah. So.
But there's like way more prosperity there going on, or just way more, industry taking place.
Yeah, but that's because Texas has industry. That's the thing. Like that's why there's 100 Californians moving to Dallas every day. Thank God they hadn't figured out Houston.
Than here.
Yeah, I was gonna say thank God they hadn't figured out Houston down here.
I don't.
If you live in California and you want to move to Texas, you're more than welcome to come to Houston. But I'm gonna tell you right now, you got to work. That's the rule. Because everybody down here got a job or 4.
Well, most of the people that are leaving here from California do work. I mean, think about it. It's the blue collar workers that are getting pushed out of
And
California.
I say that we get the Texans down here, but it's the Texans in the oil industry, and those guys are back and forth between Bakersfield and here, or because California has an oil industry. It's still moving. Eddie was in the oil industry for a long time.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah,
It's almost like if you're a dude that lives in Texas and you've got a little bit of success, you fucked with the oil game a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like one of the things.
I think all of us, at some point in time.
I have it.
That's what Cody, right? He's oil field, right?
Yeah, all the East Texas homies, they all do different jobs in the oil thing. You know what I mean? Like Cody's got the fucking cakeist job, so he just drives around and checks the wells that are already running. And you don't even have to get out of the car anymore because it's fucking all on the computer.
Yeah, and you just link up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was the best thing about the oil field was the days off, working rotation, to where you could plan it to where you had 2 weeks off every month, where you'd be like, hey man, I'm gonna work over this week, and that way I can get off and you could go do whatever the fuck you want and just disappear and you don't have to worry about shit.
Yeah.
That's
the thing about the oil field. It's like me and Mike were talking about this. It's like you get all these dudes that go out there and they'll get these fucking bankrolls. They'll go fucking buy trucks and order rims and lift kits and shit. It's like, dude, for the money they put in these trucks, they could fucking start businesses, car washes, fucking other things, like basic shit that could turn a profit. You know what I mean?
Well, the whole thing is in the oil field, they always tell you you're supposed to put 4 or 5 months away, keep it stacked away because it always falls out. Nobody ever does. Everybody. I mean, I was just as bad as them. When I remember when I first started making money, I was a motherfucker. I was living in. It was when I moved to Shreveport, Louisiana. I was living in an apartment. I had 4 cars and a motorcycle. I had to pay for extra parking. I was that guy. The whole strip was all this other shit. And it was just like I was living in a fucking apartment though. At the end of the day, it was like an $800 a month apartment, and I had car notes that were more than the fucking apartment was.
That's drug dealer shit, dude.
Dude, the guy lived below me used to call the cops all the time. He used to constantly think I was selling dope out of there. And I used to have I'd come home and there'd be cards from the police department on things saying they got calls about noise complaints. I wouldn't even be there. I would just call on Friday and Saturday nights, and then I had Best Buy deliver a washer and dryer because the first 3 months I lived there I didn't have a washer and dryer, so I was just buying new clothes every week. Yeah. And just had a 4-foot pile of laundry in the living room, bachelor life. And the dude comes up the stairs, and so apparently he started talking to the Best Buy delivery guys going, hey, so the guy buy this cash or it's a credit thing? And they said, well, no, it was he bought a cash or whatever on the ticket because it was it wasn't a lease to own or whatever it was. And he's like, you guys know what he does for a living? He says he's in the oil field, but I mean, this doesn't add up. I mean, he's a young kid. He's got that car right there is $55,000, and then all this other shit. He gave us adding all that stuff up, and he'd do that. Anyone would come over, he'd chat him up on the way and ask about what was going on. Yeah. He's a real dick.
He's a snitch.
Worst part was he sold pharmaceuticals.
Oh, so he was a drug dealer.
Yeah, he sold legit pharmaceuticals. That was his gig, and I would go to pay my rent.
Or maybe he was trying to see if you could be a source for him to get rid of things.
Yeah, better margins. But I mean, I'd go to pay my rent, and they'd be like, "Hey, the guy below you's made 6 complaints this month on you or something like that." I'd be like, I don't know. And I would have eviction notices on my door for complaints and stuff like that. And it was all, and I'd have to go there and talk to them, and they'd be like, okay, we just have to, because you'd have to do a sit down with the management company and say, hey, this is what's going on. I'm not doing anything. This is this. And they would come and they just pretty much started just everything he'd say, they just, write it off.
That's crazy. But I think that don't get me wrong. I think I'm just now getting smart enough with my money. Because I never really, I wouldn't say I was broke growing up. I mean, I was broke, but I wouldn't say I was there's no good Netflix documentary coming out about my life because I was fucking struggling.
You didn't go
I had
without.
Jordans. I had Jordans, but, when you think about when you finally start making money and you just you want to buy all that shit you dreamed about for the first 15 years of your life. I want to get that truck. I want to get that car. I want all these rims. These bikes, this, I want a nice TV. I want to be able to go to the gas station, drop $10 every fucking hour. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, for me, I'm just now starting to get that shit out of my system where I can look at the money I'm making I really don't need that anymore. I've had it now. I don't really want it anymore. So I'm I think I'm going to go, start saving my money. I think I'm going to go buy my first mattress. As an adult, been doing hand-me-downs and shit forever, because that's the one thing you don't think about as an adult. One day you're gonna have to go buy a mattress, bro, and that shit costs as much as goddamn Dynaparts.
I lived in Houston for 2 years and slept on an air mattress.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have shit.
that made me get responsible with money was when I left the oil field and put all my money into trying to make Hellbent and turn into brick and mortar and do all that shit. And it was like, all right, dude, so I got this much money from my cashing out my IRA and then all this other stuff. Like, and that's it. So start budgeting, dude. Got rid of fucking everything. No cable, no shit. Just fucking nothing, and still spent the money.
I remember when Eddie was remodeling Hellbent, when that spot was new, man, I would go over there at like noon. No AC in that bad boy, covered in black paint. Remember, was it crap you put on the roof? Looks great now, but Jesus.
It was the biggest fucking fake scheme shit ever, dude. It's called like dry fall, and it's for painting ceilings, and it's supposed to fall to the ground. It dries in the air and it hits the ground. You can sweep it up. The whole fucking floor of the shop is black because of that shit.
Yeah, the floor is still black in Hellbent because of that shit.
The only place where it's not is where gas is spilled all over the floor and he eats that shit and wipe it all up and shit. But yeah, no, it fucked.
You should just pour gas over the floor and see how that goes.
I came over and mopped, remember?
Yeah, I remember I was playing on it. I was like, dude, I'm going to stain the concrete. I was watching like YouTube videos. This ain't that bad. If it comes out looking like shit, who cares? And then after doing that whole ceiling, I realized I have to sand that or get all that shit off the floor. I was like, yeah, fuck this. I'm just going to do it. I don't own this place.
Yeah, that's the hard. I did all that remodel in my shop too, and it's It started to become just like a bike where I'm like, well, I'm already here. Yeah. You might as well do this too. Or like one thing looks nice now, so the thing that you didn't touch now looks worse because it's not touched, and you're like, fuck, man, I got to do the floors.
The remodel on this place, same thing. Yeah, every time I get done with something, I'd be like, well, that looks like shit, so got to spend some money there.
Yeah, like the bathroom. Did you use the bathroom today at the shop or not?
No, he was trying to get me there because I had to take a fat shit today. So I was going to come there and test it out. But
that's where I go to poop.
Yeah. No, but dude, it's like a truck stop bathroom. I haven't done anything. There's still like blue, like fucked up water stained wall that's like peeled off the wall. Like it just looks like shit.
Is it one of those like walls like you can just sit there and peel the paint off?
Yeah. And there's like it's like that little particle board where
that's why I was trying to get you over there.
Blowed out at the bottom where it flooded before, and so like half it's all rippled up, and everybody like my chick and everybody, you really need to redo that bathroom. I was like, I don't know the place.
Dude, that is one of my favorite places to use the facilities. That and the Buc-ee's.
On the wall, it says no public restrooms. So I mean, I just keep it.
The best part is, please do not use to smoke meth on the light bulb.
Oh, the light bulbs in there. Yeah. Thanks, management.
Man, I don't know, man. I think it's the shop's dope though, man. Like, I really like all the crowd. I want to bring all my boys from Dallas down here. I mean, they've already been. They came to the last party.
A lot of them came.
Yeah. I just didn't. I don't know why I didn't come. I think I had my son that weekend, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were. I don't do strip clubs, man. I'm not into that shit.
The fuck, I didn't go to the strip club.
You didn't go either?
No, Adam and all them ran that shit. I just gave them a bunch of Hellbent fucking thongs and booty shorts to give the strippers, and then like when they get down, they said, "Dog, that was Meth City. Them extra smalls were falling off those poor girls."
Shit. No ass. You gotta go to the fucking other side.
You ain't going to the right places in Houston.
No, they went all the way down to that one in Galveston.
Oh God, why?
It's the one where the church owns the billboard behind it. They bought the billboard over it, and it says like free ticket to hell or some dumb shit like that written on the thing pointing to the strip club.
Yeah, that's a good one. But that's just it. Like, why, dude? Houston has a beautiful history and culture of strip clubs.
Well, we had all these dudes.
He took them to the one in Galveston?
Well, we had all these dudes coming in from out of town, and they didn't want to like, hey, get the shop, and then like, all right, dude, 5 minutes, and we're at a strip club, and everyone like get burned out. So they figured they burned some time, with an hour.
It's not your fault that the club or the strip clubs that are worth the shit are 5 minutes away from the shop. I mean,
it's kind of convenient, right?
Yeah, it was like I said, it was just a way to get more time with the guys. That way you could, because the way we did it, it was more or less a way to get everybody that was coming in from out of town something to do while I was still trying to set everything up, get all the beer, get all that shit loaded in the shop without just a bunch of people hanging out with fuck all to do.
Yeah, I remember I helped you with the beer and all that.
Yeah, you and Justin.
Yeah, the next employee of the month.
No, Justin Huckover.
Yeah, that's right. He was in town.
Yeah, he came in. Right. Yeah, he came in. He was supposed to bring his bike. He was going to ride his bike, but something was still at paint or some bullshit he was doing in him.
Fucking paint gel.
Yeah, he ended up going to. He brought a truck which worked out great because his shit has AC, and so we ran all the errands on his shit.
No, it looked fun, man. But like I said, it's not that I don't mind going. It's just that like it's such a hit or miss if you find a fun strip club in the right crowd. You know what I mean? Because it's like. I like going to strip clubs where it's like, which I haven't been in years, so don't take this as I do this often, but I like being with a lot of homies and we go there and the strip thing is there, but it's not really, we're still fucking talking bikes around the table and it just has to be a pair of titties that walk behind you. Like, I like that. I'm not trying to go there
ambiance.
And like.
Yeah, it's the ambiance. The strip club's not the center of attention of what y'all are going on.
Yeah, the best one that, like, dude, I ain't been probably strip club in like 2 years now. Like, the best one that we went to was like up by the house, Splendors or whatever. Me and Jesse, my homie from San Diego, he came in, and we were up there, and we were just sitting there, and it was like, dude, it was like a Monday or some shit. There was nobody in that fucking thing. So all we did was just made the dollars in the paper footballs. We'd just sit there and flick.
See, like, I feel like you can go to the local Chili's and have more action, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bad. The ones in Houston, they get a little...
I don't want to be around all that fucking, like, money flying in the air shit. This isn't a rap video, dude. I'm not into that shit.
But that's why you go there to see that.
No, I don't want to see that.
Nah.
I seen it on rap videos. I'm good.
But you can see it in real life.
Why do
the more than that, you just see like the old heavyset white guy that like told his wife he's going to Chili's, and then he's got like a stack of ones as these girls are over there, and he's saying they remind him of his daughter. That's pretty much what you get out of here.
Nah, Houston strip clubs is much better than that.
The BYOB ones, that's what you get.
I just don't.
You remember the Dirty Sock in College Station?
Yes, dude, I literally pulled in there.
That's a dope ass name.
We went to the.
It wasn't called the Dirty Sock.
It was called the Satin Sock.
It's called the Silk Stocking.
Silk Stocking, yeah. We just called
the
it the
logos called it the Dirty Sock.
Yeah, we went there for the Ranch HD when it opened. They had David Allen Coe playing. So we went there, and it's like just down the road. We come pulling in. The police were like in front of it. I said, "Hey, dude, the Dirty Sock open." And he's like, "Nah, dog." I'm like, or he didn't say dog, of course, but he was like, "Nah, they're closed." And they apparently been shut the fuck down. But they were standing there because they were trying to keep people from parking there for the.
Yeah.
Whatever the thing was. But yeah, I was so let down.
Did you ever go there when it was open?
I went there through like 2006-ish, probably.
It was amazing. That
I had
was
some
probably
homeboys,
one of the heydays.
I had some homeboys that went to A&M. Well, they
Yeah.
went to Blend. They weren't good enough to get to A&M, but
yeah,
we were still up there.
Dirty Sock, but that was BYOB. And so I had some buddies that went to A&M, and they're all frat guys up there or whatever. And so they used to take in those big igloo coolers, those big white bastards that you used to see on boats and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was BYOB. So they'd take like 6 cases of beer, and there'd be like 4 of those guys in there. So they'd get beer to the strippers, but they would take sandwich fixings. And so they would be sitting there making ham sandwiches for the strippers. One of the best times I've ever had.
Yeah.
One of the most amazing things I've
Got
ever
a
seen.
sandwich station
You either
over
bring
here.
Coke or a sandwich, and
Straight
they
up
got good all the
Subway
action.
You want mustard or mayonnaise? You know what I mean? Ham sandwich right there.
I'm making them up.
Yep, that would too. You could do a lot of sexual shit with a sandwich. I have no clue. You know,
Did you ever go
frat
to
boys at A&M and figured it out?
What was it? Whispers in Corsicana?
I've heard of it. It's been the
it's
joke
on the
of
way.
many bike shops.
Dude,
Yeah,
They
on
used,
the way
they used
to
the Beaver Bucks. It's right there next
Yep.
to the Lion's Den across the street.
The Lion's Den was the
Truckers Welcome was a porno shop.
It was a porno shop. That's
Yeah.
right. Is that still a thing?
The Lion's Den?
No, the porno shops, like for the the.
Out here, they
Sit in and jerk off in?
Well, yeah, because
I don't
you'd
think
be
you
on.
jerk off in them anymore.
They do. I had a homeboy knock a dude out in one of them.
For jerking off on him?
No, the dude was trying to get my other buddy to go
I
into
feel
his
like
booth.
Pornhub is like ruined the whole like DVD store thing.
Yeah, but
I don't think
they're
you're going
on
in there
every
to buy
corner.
DVDs.
They're on every corner down here. There's
Yeah,
something
down here
going on
there's
in
tons
there.
of them. And then they've expanded. So now it's porn shop / smoke shop. Because that's one of the only
Dude,
places.
have you ever met a dude? Not that like guys are gonna tell you this, but you ever met a guy that's like bought one of those like fuck dolls?
Nah.
You mean like the $3,000 real dolls, or like the
No,
little
like the
inflatables?
little like ones you lay on the table, I guess, and they
Oh,
just,
the
like,
torsos?
torsos.
Dude, no joke. We went.
I was in a Marine Corps dog. Yes, I have.
Dude,
been.
have?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We went to what was that fucking Austin show? Easy Rider show.
The
in
Easy
Austin.
Rider show, yeah.
Dude, it took us like 7 hours to get to Austin from here. The wind was so fucking bad. It was like we're gonna
That's
blow it
'cause
all.
you're stopping at every fucking porno store on the
Dude, it was like, dude,
only
I mean, bad
4.
enough on fucking shopping. It's like 40 to the gallon. So I mean, it's
Yeah.
fucking terrible. Everyone hates me, but like, it took forever. We get there, and then like we got there right at the awards and all that other
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And then we went and fucked around and did all that, and then we came home and said, dude, I come home in my fucking truck, in the bed of my truck. There's one of them fucked all torsos. It was a dude one with a big dick. The dick was broke off, and there was a condom shoved up its ass in the fucking bed of my truck in my house. I took that as a personal attack. I still don't know who the fuck did it, dude. It's been like 2 years. And I literally look at my homeboy and I go, dude. I said, I don't think that's really cum in that condom. He goes, nah, dog, that's cum.
At your house?
Yes, in the bed of my fucking C10.
There wasn't a note
Someone
like from
left
Dirty
the whole
Mike.
doll there.
It was the torso. So it was the
one,
neck
yeah.
and the thing. Yeah, dick was broke off. It had one of them articulator things in it. Fucking dick was broke off to the side, and a used condom shoved up its ass. And
Damn, that's
we went and
flexible.
dumped it at the fucking Valero. I had my homeboy Ryan with me at the time, and I said, hey, dude. He goes, you got some gloves? I was like, yeah. And I gave him some welding gloves. Went to the Valero. They got that dumpster, and he just picked it up. flung the fucking thing in the fucking dumpster.
I think
Who left a
I don't know.
used sex doll in the bed of your truck?
I don't know. I was more pissed than anything. Somebody came to my fucking house.
No note, no nothing. No, thanks for the fuck shit for Dirty Mike and the boys. No, nothing like that. Like,
that kept me going. I was like thinking about like shit we used to do back in the day. You know, like just random acts like vandalism to people's shit. I was like, it's probably some fucking. And then I'm thinking, this is like a $400 fucking fuck doll. I mean, this is something that somebody wanted to send a message with. This wasn't just a kid going down the street.
I keep thinking about that. Y'all remember Dave Chappelle's like comedy sketches?
Yeah.
Remember the one where it was like a mouse to mouth? Because it's like guys' night out.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking of that one, like some dude's over there fucking the fuck doll, and everybody's making fun of it. And then after it's over, everybody else goes and does it, and he's like, he walks back and does it.
This is the C10. That's your house?
Yeah, my C10 dog.
No, I had a homeboy. He's still my friend.
On my Instagram story.
I just must have missed that day.
Should have made a post about that shit, dude. Should have like left it out.
But there's a fucking podcast about it now, apparently. Yeah.
No, but I was hanging out with one of my friends that I've known forever. He's a good dude, but I don't know much about his sex life, and it fucking weirded me out, man. It didn't weird me out, but it was just funny because like I don't know if I ever had like a fleshlight or something that I would just be like, yo, bro, you got to try one. Like that's not a conversation that you. Maybe I'm just a little bit not that open talking about that shit, you know. But like, I'm not gonna be like, hey, Eddie, man, dude, how you been jerking off lately? Like, what's your method? Like, you this, that? Oh man, you gotta do this now. Like, I don't want to have that conversation with a homeboy.
Yeah, I got it figured out when I was 14. It's worked for me since.
Like, oh, that's how you do it, you know. But he was like, man, he had like a Fuckmaster 3000 or 2000 or some shit like that.
Jesus Christ.
And I heard about it through some chick he was dating that told my old lady that like he has one. Mm-hmm. That like he's still dating a chick, but he has this little thing that he bangs out every once in a while. And I'm like, dude, it's bad enough when I jerk off like twice in a 24-hour span, dude. Last thing I'm gonna do is go buy an apparatus to do it to.
To make my fucking life.
You might throw it on the bed next to her and be like, hey, babe, menage a trois tonight. Going back and forth.
I'm gonna fuck this a man. I'm gonna eat you out or something. You know, just,
you never know.
I'm gonna bang this doll. You ride my face. It's gonna be like a fucking Eiffel Tower, and I'm the middle, dude. I'm the ground.
God.
Yeah, no, it's weird shit out there, man.
Dude, it's weird. Dude.
Why did they break the dick off? I don't understand.
Why did they shove a used condom up his ass? I don't know, dude. I don't know who did it.
I mean, why the hate?
We'll probably get some like fucking phantom like unknown private Instagram thing with like a photo of it in my bed randomly now, or the bed of the truck, like, and I won't know who did it still.
What if it was just like icing in there, and then it was just like all staged?
My homeboy uses condoms religiously. He said it was real. I don't know.
Oh.
He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys where his chick's on birth control and he still uses condoms because he just doesn't want kids.
Damn.
That's commitment right there.
Yeah. Dude, I don't even know what condoms are like. It's been a long time since I've worn one of those.
The Willie Nelson thing? Remember how much a condom cost? Me neither. Never used them.
We never fucking used them.
Never used them.
Good thing your chick has earphones on in there.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think she knows about the fucking...
The fuck doll?
The fuck doll that was left in there. I don't know. Like I said,
how weird would it be if we were all hanging out here at Zombie Mike's house and like we were looking for the bathroom, also we opened a door and a fuck doll landed on us with a hard dick and he was like, what the fuck, dude?
You got a better chance of dead hooker.
Whole closet full of them. He's the one that's been doing that shit to me.
Yeah. I've been lining them up, dude. I just waiting.
We're like freaked out. He just comes and shuts the door slowly. Wrong door.
Welcome to my world, dog.
Yeah. Butthole's a butthole, dog. For this one, it's on sale.
Fuck doll Phantom struck Eddie. Fucking left the whole fuck doll in the bed of his truck.
What? I mean, that's what's like crazy. So, you know, like over here, the bridge and everything, you got the homeless encampments. Mm-hmm. What if the problem was sex and all these dudes were just fucking jerking off?
The problem is not sex. I've gone by there at 5 o'clock in the morning and seen them running trains on crackheads. I've seen fucking dudes jerking off on park benches. They're getting laid.
Like he was in there.
That must be
the most, I see him every day. I drive
that's got to be the most freeing
day.
thing to ever do, to jerk off on a park bench, dude.
You know what the best part about it is there's a very fancy coffee shop here in Houston, and the windows to that place look out on one of those homeless encampments.
Yeah.
And so every morning, it's just a bunch of rich entitled people drinking $9 a shot coffee, watching two homeless dudes bang it out.
Like, two homeless dudes?
Yeah, dude, it's game. It's
they
fucking
woke.
a zoo.
Bro, yeah, fuck me.
It's a fucking zoo over there, yeah. But that's the weirdest part about it is, like, I know for a fact that there's a bunch of really fancy people in there drinking $12 coffees, watching the same thing I'm seeing as I'm driving through it in the morning.
I'm just thinking, like, I've never jerked off in like public like that before. So it's like I don't know if that might be the most amazing.
Yeah, but you ain't got nowhere. I mean, how much? You're homeless. You ain't got nowhere to fall. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, is shit gonna get worse?
Yeah, so I'm saying, are they like? Is that the ultimate freedom to blast one out real quick?
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I used
like
to get
Street?
real scared of homeless people when I was a kid because I used to always think this motherfucker got nothing to lose. He can just pounce me right now and beat the fuck out of me, and then he gets in jail. And he's living better now.
I got a sandwich.
I'm that 16-year-old kid.
Bologna sandwich and a half thing of premium saltines with no box.
Hell yeah.
Fuck that. The one right there across the street, that Gulf or whatever, across the street from the camp.
Yep.
My homeboy Chris, this was probably like 5 years ago, when he was apprenticing, tattooing. He went in there to, I can't remember, buy something or do something, cigarettes or something. And a fucking homeless dude fucking like pulled a knife on him and robbed him in the parking lot. And he's like, pulls the knife and he's like, hey man, give me all your money. He goes, dude, I ain't got no money. And he's like, oh. And then like, he said it was like awkward. And then the dude pulled out a box of the same knives he tried to rob him with and tried to sell him one of the knives. And it's one of those little like mini katanas, like the little ones used to buy at like the shit store. Like one of those.
So it's like a fake one where you like push it and it goes in?
No, it's the little sheath and everything, like the little ninja sword.
The little tiny ones, the letter openers. Yeah.
And that's what he's letter openers. And he's like, well, you want to buy one? He's like, dude, I ain't got no fucking money. I just told you. He goes, all right, man, be safe out there and like walk the fuck off. I said, dude, I would have grabbed that fucker and stuck his ass. Like, been like, yeah, man, let me try one. Like,
dude, the Tito's blanket run, the stolen blankets that they tried to sell back to us. We did Tito's blanket run out here one
jungle
year.
Down there, dog.
We went down there. They handed out all the blankets.
That's a skit right there for like.
Dude, we hand out these blankets. We get down there. I'm sitting at Eddie's shop like, what was it, like maybe 2 or 3 days after we do this big blanket run, give all the homeless dudes blankets and shit. Homeboy comes by, tries to sell us a blanket, and it's one of the blankets from the blanket run.
Dude, how come it's so unwoke to be like, fuck them?
Man, like, I think guilt.
They're people too.
Man, I live in the neighborhood, so like I'm around it every day, man, and it's a bunch of people who feel guilty that live in the suburbs that come down and like, dude, the amount of trash that gets down there is insane.
Well, it's just crazy. Like when they do, like they'll have churches and stuff. They'll come out and they hand out like plated meals and stuff like that, you know. And were you the one that swung in and asked who the fuck's picking all this shit
white
up?
guilt?
Yes.
Yeah, they were handing out these styrofoam containers. These guys are eating and just dropping the containers on the ground like trash.
We were sitting at the corner and there was like a fucking like just a mound of trash. So like they were littering like the 70s over there, dude.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I swung in there and I was like, this is awesome. Who's gonna pick all this shit up? Yeah. And they like the church people just I was like, no, really,
might get diseases.
This is my fucking neighborhood, assholes. Like, what the, you know what I mean? You're fucking created the problem. Fix it.
Tuesday they deliver hot meals. Friday they come do the cleanup.
No, they don't. You know what they do? The cops come down there. They have a homeless team or whatever it is. So the cops will go down there. They'll round all the homeless dudes up. They take them to the holding cells or whatever, and then they bring a hazmat fucking team. I'm not even shitting you. A bunch of dudes, white motherfucking suits, big fucking respirator.
Why do you think they all kind of click together? Like
why not?
Strength in numbers, I guess.
Yeah, but they kick each other's ass and bang them in the ass and stuff too, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like being in prison, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I would want to be the homeless dude in like somewhere else.
I mean, welcome to the jungle.
I want to be the homeless dude that like got back on his feet in like 2 weeks and was like,
I want to be the homeless guy that went out got his shit together.
No, but if I was gonna be a lifer though,
well, that's the thing. Like when you sit there, I mean, there's definitely ones out there with mental illness and stuff like that. That can't,
for sure.
And there's no system out there to take care of them or help them out and stuff like that.
Well, in 300, they just threw them over cliffs.
Yeah. Yes. Well, that's the thing. Like you got that. Like, but honestly, dude, like some of the dudes you see, like down to the, I'm gonna attest to it. Like you realize that this is what they want. Like they want to live like that. This. They could, they'll come talk to you. They're fully competent, able-bodied, walk around talking. And it's just they'd rather hang out over here and bum cigarettes off you.
Yeah. Well, like, man, it's not all bad. I mean, like my homie George, he wants to live on the streets. The guy that's local out here, that's his deal. You'll notice him because he wears a Spider-Man mask because he has to wear a mask now to go anywhere. And so he's got a Spider-Man Halloween mask that he wears everywhere.
That's pretty dope. That's good. That's
he's
good.
got his shit together.
It's a minor flex, but I think it.
But they told him he had to wear a mask. Homeboy wears a Spider-Man mask.
Yeah.
But anyway, George. So like George is maybe a little mentally ill, but at the same time, man, like George wants to live on the street. He's got a good family. His family comes down. They give him clothes. They give him shit like that. He just wants to be out there. And George cleans up around himself. He doesn't bother nobody. If he's bothering you, you say, hey, not today, George, and he goes away. It's not a big deal. And for $5, he'll watch your bike in front of the bar and make sure nobody fucks with your shit, Yeah. But the rest of those dudes down there, they just want to be down there.
So you like the Slab City shit, like out there.
Yeah, in Cali.
So you see like that type of like I don't want to be a part of society, that kind of more or less possibly homelessness, where you can go places in the country where you know, like you can have that freedom lifestyle or whatever.
That's what I never understood about it, man. Because bikers are, I mean, like there's been steps in my life where I was one step away from being homeless, and all I had was a motorcycle and maybe a little bit of change in my pocket. And my whole theory was like, all right, well then let's go somewhere where people are not, because if that's what you're trying to do is check out from society. You know, Arizona's open, New Mexico. You know, like there's places to go.
Yeah. Why
they would congregate under a bridge in downtown Houston, I guess it's the convenience of knowing that somebody's going to come down there and give you a hot meal on
Dude,
Tuesday.
there was a bunch of hot and ready Little Caesars pizzas and all the little homies spots around there.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the best time ever to be homeless. There's so many fucking deals, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, all you really needed back in the day was like the taco spot. Like if you can be next to a Jack in the Box, you had $1, you can eat good for hours. You know,
my thing with the homeless in Houston is I wish they were a little bit more stylish. You know what I mean? I wish they had the stick with the fucking bandana tied around it, maybe a harmonica and shit. Yeah. You know, I want an old hobo.
Yeah, that's old train jumping hobos.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Dude, that stuff's interesting to me. I would love to be on a fly on a wall for that kind of. I think they've tried to do documentary. I think Vice did something on that shit. I never really got to catch it, but that
Vice documentary. Those dudes are so full of shit.
Vice is the one where they go to infiltrate the KKK rally and they send the black reporter out there just to get a little drama.
With an English accent.
Yeah, it's just like
that guy out there.
All right, you guys are just putting people in harm's way here, but
there was, man. So like the hobo culture. I was watching a whole documentary about this. There was a 1% hobo culture. I forgot what they were called, man. But these dudes were like the gang that kind of held together all the train jumpers and
Gypsies.
shit. Yeah, they were like, there was like a subculture to all of it, and these guys were like at the tip of the spear of keeping everything in line, and like they had all these weird symbols that like you see on the sides of trains and shit. It's real fucking interesting and shit. I don't think my boys down there next to the Star of Hope are involved in any of that. Yeah, I think that maybe a lower rung of shit, but
we had a promo girl do that.
Really?
Yeah, she disappeared and started jumping trains.
There's a part of me that sounds real fucking like fun.
Yeah,
I don't feel like that's the same amount of like sitting under the bridge.
No,
I feel like that's a different level. Like you're really checking out of society.
Until you see some of them, you see like they probably don't have the hygiene that you would want. You know what I mean, to be around all those dudes or chicks.
Yeah, the whole the cool thing though. I mean, well, not the cool thing, but like the thing that I always thought was like the freeing, the fact that just like have that much disregard for responsibilities, to just be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm getting dropped off here. I'm just going across country, fucking bumming.
Yeah, well, Mike made a good point today. We were sitting at a light and he goes, man, you see that guy out there walking? Remember how easy life was when we used to have to walk places?
Yeah. Because, I mean, shit, I got the time to walk there. Yeah, like,
that's true.
It's great.
Dude, this is like, it's crazy, man. Like,
like, man, walking was the greatest.
I remember, dude, this big tattoo that's really shitty on my arm, I remember when I bought it, I had no car.
Yeah.
I was riding a bicycle around with a fucking Nokia cell phone.
Making good life decisions. But think about how little responsibility you had and all that, too.
Dude, I was still getting laid. That's the problem. It's like when you're young, you can just like not have a lot and still get fucked.
So we just stumbled under why they're under the bridge, because they're still out there getting fucked in front of the coffee house.
Yeah, it ain't the quality though, dog.
And they're probably like, and we were talking like that dude, like he's probably way healthier than us walking down the street, like obviously burning calories and shit.
Yeah,
but
he's out there doing it.
He said another thing. He goes, he probably gets a good night's rest too every night.
It's the best he's ever slept, walking somewhere.
Hell yeah.
But my big complaint is at the shop, they'll get that dumpster on the side of it. Dude, they drag every fucking thing out of that fucking dumpster and just lay it behind the dumpster.
Eddie could do a National Geographic fucking documentary on the shit that gets left at that fucking dumpster. It's amazing. The porno torso thing in his fucking truck is the tip of the iceberg for what's get left at the dumpster. The dude that had the car that was living next to the dumpster, remember him?
Yeah.
And then his shit got tossed out in the street in front of the
got
shop.
broke into.
Yeah. Dude, Eddie's shop, there's amazing shit goes down at Eddie's shop.
You need to put some camera, you need some Nest fucking cameras up.
Dude, I put up the roller skates.
Yep.
We walked up one day, there was literally 2 rollerblades laid out on the front steps of my shop and an empty jar of peanut butter.
Yes.
And she's just like, what the fuck happened
Both of
here?
us. Yeah.
This is like a symbol for something, right?
Yeah, something either really good or really bad
Dude,
went
I
down
rolled
here
by
last night.
when I lived at another place down here in the same neighborhood. I rolled by Eddie's shop at like 3 o'clock in the morning one time, and there was like a fucking gypsy encampment in his side parking lot.
Yeah.
And I rolled by the next morning, and it was gone. And I'm talking like kids, dogs, donkey, the whole fucking 9 yards in the side of his shop. And I rolled by the next morning. I was talking to him about it. I was like, dude, did you know that at night, like, this is what the fuck's going on over there? And he was like, I had no clue. Like, it was fucking crazy.
Well,
I don't know what.
When they moved the dumpster out from behind that fenced area.
Yeah, the fenced area.
They finally,
was
like, locked that fence area down, but, like, he's been broken into. But, dude, I'd be out there, like, tossing trash, something like that, and then I, like, see movement through the fence, and next thing you know, the gate would open up, there'd be a dude come walking out. Hey, man. I'd be like,
What the fuck? Yeah.
what the fuck you doing back here, dog? And he's like, you got any water? I'd be like, here's a bottle of water. Like, you know, like, it'd be, like, weird shit like that.
They don't actually make conversation. They just ask for whatever the first thing comes to mind.
Yeah, that, and then a lot of, like
money?
I said, the people who walk in, hey, man, you need the shop swept?
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
Nah, man, I got it. You got any water? Yeah, here you go. There's water. And they
So
go on to the
straight
next
cats.
one.
You did a bike night one night, and like 2 days before, I had walked out to the dumpster to throw something away at the shop, and there was a dude shaving his head, and he had an extension cord. Like, I was probably 200 feet of fucking extension cord rolled out, and he's shaving his head behind the dumpster. And that night at bike night, I'm watching the parking lot, and there's little wafts of hair on everybody's bikes and shit, and I just shut the fuck up. I was like, oh my god, dude. Look what the fuck?
Remember that one I put what was it? I put it on the story too. We fucking walked out there. It was like there was a suit blazer and like a vest and stuff like that, like folded neatly
Yeah, I
next to the
remember that.
dumpster, like somebody laid it out for somebody else, but somebody shit on it.
Yeah.
Like there was fucking
Yep. I totally remember that one.
all
Yep.
over it.
Yeah, I remember
it's just
that
like, all right, cool.
Guess it's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Dude, that shop, man. Oh, fuck.
Dude, it's
this
crazy
shit-
with when we got that spot, because when we got that spot, the only other thing in there was
Was it like a
Ambrose.
pow or was it like a
Dude,
long
no,
turd?
it was like
No,
dude,
it
it
was
was
a
like
splatter.
It was like he was like mid drop, and then you just rocketed out like fucking buckshot
Had to go.
all over
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
Had
it
to go.
split.
Yeah. Some bad grandpa on the fucking back wall.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was, dude. And then like when we first moved in that spot, the only other place in there, it's like fucking I think 6 spots in there total now. But like there was the tattoo shop on the end, and then there was Ambrose Barbershop, and that was it. Everything else had been vacant for years, and so there was just so much of that shit going on where people were just hanging out there. All the lights around the thing were all out, none of them worked or any of that shit, and none of the power were on any of the.
Was the staffing
outside of
agency there?
Yes, and that was right after. So the thing that's now the record store, I believe at one time it was a church, doing air quotes, but it was like a soup kitchen style thing or something like that. And they actually evicted them out because once they started doing that, it became like a little mini tent city under the breezeway, and they had to kick the guys out because there was just homeless camps set up in the whole park, and it was just like shit like that. But it used to be real bad with a lot of like just people sleeping out there, and you just like. Fuck, they'd scare the fuck out of you.
So you drive by and go,
Yes.
that's where I'm putting my bike shop.
I look at it and go, this is it, dog.
That's where the rent's cheap.
This is the spot. Yeah, we got it, dude. No joke. I literally, 1 block up, there's a brand new build out like place, and I remember I looked at it, dude, like I'm talking like it was $5 less a square foot at my shop than it was at this new place right next door. I was like, yeah, we're locking in for 5 years.
Hell yeah.
Man, and the staffing agency is the best one too, because you get involved with these people's lives. If you go to Eddie's shop enough too, that like Tuesday's payday, so you try to be there on whatever day payday is, because the shit that you see is amazing.
You know what? Like, not on a serious note, and I'm not trying to make fun of it, but like that's the weirdest thing. Like, I guess I'm so fortunate that like that I grew up like with a hustle mentality, and I actually like something happened. I could not imagine living my life where, I didn't, you know what I mean? Like not knowing not having a skill to work in, or not being, like, even if
it's all the world you're hustling in though. Dude.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
like
that these
if I
people
was,
don't have a hustle. Remember the girl who's got a new girlfriend or a new boyfriend every fucking 2 weeks?
Which one?
The huge Mexican lady.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's one of the managements there, dude. She's a shot caller out there.
Whatever. But I've literally caught her either making out or halfway through getting laid in Eddie's parking lot at least 3 or 4 times by 3 or 4 different dudes.
Yeah, and it's always dudes that like work there. And the weird part is like, so the dudes that she's like,
so she's hustling it. Yeah.
So she works there, like getting dudes jobs.
Yeah,
She's like,
but
all right, I'm gonna get you this job. So she's fucking doing some Harry Weinstein shit.
Yeah. Like she'll like, no joke, like the dudes that she's banging that week or that month or whatever, like they become the driver. Yeah. So their whole gig is they're being paid just like everybody else is, but the only thing they have to do is drive to the location, drop them, and they come back and hang out at the staffing
agency. So you break her off for a little dick,
and then
you
roll
get
back.
the fucking driving job.
Dude.
And she does it in a parking lot, because I've rolled up to Eddie's shop a few times and fucking.
She probably has like a husband at home and shit.
Probably
She looks like a sack of potatoes. Like
she's rough.
Hey, I mean,
she's
shit.
real rough. Yeah.
Credit score's probably good though, huh?
Maybe.
Or it's probably been fucked up a couple times.
Yeah,
Over. Yeah. Can't get shit anymore.
Yeah, no, but with the payday shit, dude, like you'll be in there and you'll hear, dude, everybody's got an issue with their fucking paycheck in there, and it's just screaming back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Next thing you know, they're out front screaming. The dude
They're
from the back
bitching,
throwing
like,
the door open.
$5 fucking off my check.
Well, it's a day labor staffing agency, right? So like the guys that do the parking lots at baseball games and the stuff like that, and man, it's not good money, obviously.
I don't think it's that bad though. But we had a dude walk in one day. He was asking me about a bunch of pricing and stuff for like stuff for bikes, like on T-bars, a bunch of like Dyna shit. And he's like, "All right, man, I'm gonna walk next door and get my check. I'll be back." And I'm like, and fucking my homeboy goes, "Fuck, man, I'm gonna work there if they're getting that much goddamn money."
Yeah, shit.
Got a Harley?
Yeah, well, it's like, because like the way they do it, they also do like real big event cleanup. So like they had a real big contract because I've through the relationship of being there, I've started talking to like the owner's son. He's like my age, maybe a little bit younger than me.
Yeah.
And so then we'll just bullshit back and forth. Yeah, he's a real chill guy, and their big contracts are like concert halls and like big event cleanups and stuff like that. And so like this whole COVID shit's like fucked them. Like they're not doing shit out of there. And like at the same time, like, oh man, that sucks. But I'm like, oh man, this place next door comes up. Up for rent, might expand and take it over because it's like 1,000 square foot, but it's got the double doors up front, and it's just one solid room all the way back with one divider. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's demo. I just got to knock that one wall, and then like the wall between me and them, it's a false wall that was built, so I could literally just
cut a load bearing wall. Yeah.
Which is also why we know all the drama in the staffing agency because there's not a lot of
you hear everything.
You don't even have to.
The guys just come over. Hey man, were you listening to SPM earlier? Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy, man. Like it's probably, I don't know how you get anything done though with like that much going on. The same thing like with Chip up at San Diego Customs. They got that fucking jerk off joint right across the street.
Yes.
So even when I was there hanging out with those dudes, every fucking minute he's like walking to the gate, filming it, yelling out, dude. It's the most hilarious thing to watch him do it. But I'm like, how the fuck can you get anything done? There's so much shit. There's so much. The real world TV that's right outside your door sometimes is so fucking. It's so how do you not pay attention to it? Like, how do you not like get wrapped up into that and not get to work?
Oh, you do.
They still got we've lost many hours at that, just looking, just listening. And then you hear like the same voice come back like 45 minutes later, like, oh god, it's about to get worse.
Yeah. It's like your little soap opera, and you never know when it's going to turn on, man. You just got to be there and be ready for it. And then,
it's like
here it is.
If you look in the same spot in the sky for a long time, you'll see a bunch of shooting stars.
Yep.
So
same concept.
They're not that often there, but if you just stare in one spot, you'll see one. Man, that's crazy though.
The weird part about it too is like it's calmed down since the bike night started and shit too. Is I think that they're scared of the bikers, which is weird because it's just a bunch of local boys down there hanging out and drinking beer. But I think they're freaked out from the bikers because when we started doing the bike nights down there, when you started that, the dude that was living behind the dumpster took off.
Yeah, he took off, and then like they used to. Like on the side of the shop, that's like the overflow park, and they used to all like park over there when they go to work. After we had the first bike night, parking all these bikes in front of and around all the cars. Next thing you know, they're all parking on the street or parking on the other end of the parking lot, so then just leaving that whole corner open for us.
Yeah, it was like both days. Yesterday we drove by there, it was empty over there, and today looked pretty empty too.
Scared of the bikers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How come everything's just taking place right here? Like why isn't like it spread out? And is there any other shops
inside of Houston? Oh, there's tons of shops.
Where's like Eric Vaughn's shop and stuff like that?
Up on the north side. Where I used to live
in Spring. Yeah.
Okay.
But like, man, it's Eddie's shop, my place down here now, like it's all inside like the loop of downtown Houston, and so it's super central to everything that's going on down there.
That was no joke, like one of the big selling points, like you said, like when I saw the shithole, that's the spot, but it was literally like, the weird thing is like anybody around here, if anything's outside the loop, it could be one exit up 290 outside 610, people act like it's fucking on the other side of fucking the country.
Yeah.
But you put something on it's inside the loop, everyone's like, oh man, it's a fucking quick breeze.
Yeah, it's part of what Don and Cody and those guys, like why that dyno night works is because they do it inside the loop, man. They do it inside the city.
Yeah, I mean, finding a central location.
Y'all did the T-bar thing.
Yeah, right so you want to you don't want to try, dude. You don't want to cater to anybody. You want to cater to the mass, which is, look, this is central. If it's not central for you, sorry.
Yeah.
If we made this more appeasing for you, then it's going to be harder for the rest of the people. So
we just happen to luck out, and that these neighborhoods are so entertaining to be in, and so.
Well, that's what Deep Ellum was for us for a long time. It's like you sit there. You've been to the bike nights down there. You sit there, and we could talk every day, and we just go up there, like kind of like, hey, what's going on? Nothing new, man. Everything's still the same. Well, shit. The fuck? And it's like some shit starts walking by and it like creates content.
What was that night I was up there? I was only supposed to be there for like 15 minutes. I ended up staying for like 3 hours because they were doing a bunch of bachelorette parties or something in Deep Ellum that night. Yeah. And me and your brother were just acting a fool.
I think Adam was there with Brian from the Grassroots magazine. Whenever we saw a couple sets of tits out there. they were hanging out.
Dude, the night that lady ate shit on that bird scooter, because y'all still have those up there. That's one thing that I'm so happy. I'm proud of Houston, man.
Well, there was this one time. So our buddy Jaden, I don't know if you, I think Jaden came down with the rest of the guys on this last trip, but he was like, we don't prospect dudes to get into our little group of friends, but we joke around and say that we are. You know what I mean? And one night I've probably told this story on the podcast a million times, but it was in one of the heydays of the T-Bar Tuesday at the Anvil pub down there in Deep Ellum. And this Mexican dude was just fucking, he was just on some shit. He was on something, right? And two dudes left, and he was telling a dude, like, at the streetlight, like, a block down, like, hey, man, do a fucking wheelie, man. And the dude's like, you know, like, paying no mind to him. Yeah. And the dude, like, walked up to his bike, said, do a fucking wheelie. And, like, slapped him in the helmet or some shit. And so the dude, like, was freaked out about it. So he rode back around, parked at the bike night, and was like, yo, man, what the fuck? And then so this dude walked up, he started talking shit. The balls on this dude, I respect him, because all of us, we're talking 15, 20 dudes right there.
I mean, alcohol does some strange things to
I think he was on something else. So he was on some shit, and he starts walking up, and then my brother, you know, he gets fucking loud. He's like, oh, I'll fucking beat you up. And my brother ain't doing shit. There's like 8 dudes in between us and shit. And so he's talking shit to everybody, and it's like this fucking, so many of us, right? And then Jaden, he has a Dixon flannel on, so he starts unbuttoning it, and nobody notices. Like, a couple of us are like watching him. We're all like scanning the thing. Yeah. He's taking it off, takes it off, folds it up, puts it on his seat. And you know, I had a helmet in my hand just in case this dude, like, you know, I was just gonna I work with my hands. I can't be fucking punching people. So I was gonna, you know, if I had to, I was gonna smack this dude with a helmet or some shit, but Jaden walks up behind him and suplexes this motherfucker on the concrete, and you just heard this dude's fucking head just bounce off the concrete. It was funny. It was funny. And so, like, it was funny, but also, like, the dude, like, that's that shit where, like, you know, it's probably more glamorized than, like, a movie where, like, you just fucking knock a dude out, they hit the concrete, and then they die kind of thing. That's what I felt like possibly could have happened, but the dude got right back. It was like, he was stunned and shit, but he was still talking shit, right? And then he's like,
even when you know you've lost, never give up.
Yeah. He's like, all right then. He fucking walks off. And then
now he gets it.
He ends up strolling back by like another 30 or 45 minutes later after we're like done laughing about it. He goes, what's up, motherfuckers? I'm right here where you dropped me.
And I would expect you to be nowhere else.
He was some like fucking Nate Diaz Lodi type shit, man. The dude just had some fucking stones on him, man. And you know, like, it's Deep Ellum, man. There's a fucking cop everywhere all the time except for right there.
I was gonna say, how the shit did the cops in Deep Ellum? Because they're every 2 fucking feet down there.
It is, but man, like that was kind of early on. But as like things started getting real rough down there, you know, because you know Deep Ellum is right on the cusp of kind of the hood. I wouldn't say the hood, but just like, you know, poor neighborhoods.
The
you know what I'm
rougher
saying?
neighborhood in Dallas, yeah.
And so like
South Dallas, right? Like
it's
kind of working
pretty
on
much
that area, yeah.
But I mean, you know, a lot of those the folks from over there, the younger guys or people from over there can just walk over to Deep Ellum, and Deep Ellum is like the middle street, which is I think Main Street. Mm-hmm. That's like nice bars. That's like richy shit. So like Anvil's like more gutter type shit. Like Elm Street is more like bars that
amongst Houston bars. Anvil's a real nice bar.
I thought Anvil was nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know, pretentious Dallas. You know.
Yeah, it's fucking Dallas shit right there. Yeah.
So you know, like you know, Elm Street in Dallas is a little bit more gritty, a little bit more edgy. You know, and then the next street over is Main Street, and that's more. They bought out all that shit and turned it into nice barbecue joints and nice uptown east
like
type
what,
bars.
6th and like Dirty Six, like in Austin, where you got like the shitty bars towards the end, where you can see all like the sorority girls. Then you got like the higher end Rainy
50 Cent
Street
Jaeger shots, and
and then like the Rainy Street, where it's all like the guys that have graduated college that hang out.
Yeah, that's what's weird about all the bike nights we've done down here, man. Is like we haven't had one problem, we haven't had one thing, but at the same time, like the exposure to the police in Houston. I've noticed over the years of living out here, you've got to be fucking up real bad to even get their attention.
Most completely just biker functions are really chill. It's when you get people that aren't bikers. It's like when you go to a bar, right?
Always.
If you and your boys got vests on, or you're in a club, or even if you're not, you're just a couple bikers that walk in a club, you know, a bar. Mm-hmm. there's always that one dude playing pool. It's like, man, fuck these dudes, man. And it's always because like some biker's probably banging his old lady or some shit. You know, but like they decided to start shit, and it's like it's never like a bunch of I won't say never, but it's usually not bikers that start shit. They're just like
well, and the problem is you walk in with Eddie and he's got fucking head tattoos, and that guy always wants to test himself because he thinks he's fucking tough as shit, and it's not like it has nothing to do with anything other than his own little fucking bullshit ego. You know what I mean? And that's always the guy you got to drop. That's always the guy that's got a fucking problem somewhere in there. That's what's so heartbreaking about Bimbo's closing down after years of being in Houston. I don't know if you ever went to Bimbo's days.
Yeah.
But like Eddie, like that was a staple biker bar in Houston for a long time up on the north side, and that was the rule, man. You didn't fuck with the bikers because they'd drop your ass in that fucking bar, and
so
you got a better chance of running into a Sasquatch. Did it just get fucked
because of COVID?
Yeah. But you had a better chance of running into Sasquatch than you did of getting the cops called on you and that motherfucker. Like nobody ever called the cops. And dude, literally, you just drag a motherfucker out to the ditch and leave him out there. And if he came back in, he got his ass handed to him again. It's a very self-regulating society. And man, it was a beautiful thing. In its heyday, it was a beautiful thing. You know, that's where we did the first 2 Nitty Gritties. Was that bar?
Yeah.
Bar was a shithole though.
God, it was cool though.
Yeah.
God, and it's the
I
end
used
of
to
an
think it'd
era.
have been so cool if somebody would have bought that motherfucker, cut the whole front of that trailer off, moved it because it was a fucking double wide.
It was 2 double wide trailers welded
moved
together.
a brand new one in behind it, but left the whole fucked up front, and then like reopened it after COVID. And you walk in, it's like a brand new immaculate fucking place.
But you got to go through the shitty
part
up
where the
front
fucking floor where you step that goes 2 feet down.
Dude, in that place,
like a wrestling mat.
Dude, it was. You'd like every time you stepped in, that plywood was going to give.
It was 2 double wide trailers welded together on an elevated platform that had never been serviced or dealt with or anything in what the countless floods and hurricanes and shit like that in Houston for 50 some odd years, maybe.
Yeah,
it was a shithole. It was
like all the bras hung up on the ceiling. You could definitely tell they were like 80s era bras.
Beautiful,
like new shit.
wonderful.
Where they shake titties badly.
Yeah, every bra up there made your tits look like a torpedo.
Yeah. Dude,
it was also with fucking bullet holes all over that motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, Bones and Roman were there one night, and they were sitting at the bar, and a fucking possum fell through the roof, hit the bar table, ran across the bar, and jumped out the fucking front door. Fucking bartenders keep pouring drink, like nobody, like everyone, like, oh fuck, and then just went back to fucking drinking.
Yeah.
This was the same bar that we got so rowdy in there one night. It was right around 4th of July or something like that. How the fuck we didn't burn the place down? But the locals in there had all these fireworks, right? And so they're lighting fireworks and shit off in the bar. So like you walk in and a fucking bottle rocket goes skimming past your fucking face.
Oh, like shooting fire? Not
yes.
Black cats.
No, we're not talking black cats. We're talking fucking fireworks.
Some Roman candles.
Yes. And so they're in there shooting fireworks at each other across the bar. The locals, the bikers, everybody in there. It pissed the bartender off so bad she just walked the fuck out. She just left us there for like 3 hours by ourselves just to go fend for ourselves in that motherfucker. It was great. It was a beautiful time.
One of the
never happened again.
On our recent trip on our way back from Sturgis, we stopped in Rock Springs, Wyoming. Good time if you ever find yourself.
But I thought y'all closed it down at like 7 p.m. or some shit.
I mean, it was early. It was probably 10 p.m. But that's just COVID. That's you got to shut things down. How you're allowed to, right?
Yeah, we were out the bar at midnight last night.
So we were there and we shut the bar down, and then some locals there got a little rowdy. We didn't really fuck with it. It had nothing to do with us. But the bartender was like, I'm fucking over it. Like, she deals with it every night, same dudes and shit. So she ended up selling the rest of the bottle of Jack or one of the whiskey that he was drinking to the guy for $5, our buddy. So he's like, bought the rest of the whiskey. For $5 and a case of Michelob Ultra, and it's still, the whiskey still had the fucking pourer thing on it. And then we walked back to our hotel, which was next door to this bar, and just continued drinking all night. And it was just never been sold the remainder of the alcohol and some beer, and just went back to the room afterwards, and like it's a pretty fucking good time. And then we ended up like waking up a lot of people. It was one of those hotels where it's like just a building, like a long building, and it's like downstairs and upstairs, but it's all outdoor.
Yeah.
And we were on the second floor, loud as fuck. 8 dudes just fucking drinking beer, talking shit, and that's where I was talking shit to my buddy Cody and Dirty Larry, because they got some pretty fast Softails, and I was like, man, my fucking bag girl smoke y'all shit. Fuck y'all, we just talking shit.
Why you gotta poke Cody like that?
Well, Larry's bike's fast as fuck, right? And I didn't even race him. He was the one I was talking the most shit to. Yeah. Cody's bike whooped my ass, dude. Like nasty. Like I thought I assumed he was going to be able to beat me, both of them would, but He pulled me disrespectfully.
Yeah, we've all been there.
He should have let out the throttle a little
do
bit.
me like that, dude.
Yeah, so now I got to get a 131 to smoke all their asses.
I think that's what the worst part of this whole COVID thing, and especially in biker culture, is killing these fucking bars that were fucking beautiful little shithole places that was the last of what they were.
Bimbo's and Lighthouse in the same week.
Bimbo's and Lighthouse are gone.
What's that spot y'all were saying down the street by not too far from you?
D&W?
No,
God,
Voodoo?
we wish Voodoo Queen would fucking die.
No, this other place. I've heard the
D&W.
Woodrow's?
Oh, the Woodrow's is gone.
Is it?
Yeah, Woodrow's is gone. Lucky's is gone. Lucky's
That
was a
St.
fucking...
Bernard's pub or whatever, that one closed too.
St. Bernard's is gone.
Yeah, it was right down the... Well,
Yeah.
And it's crazy. All they had to do was serve food, and they would have been okay.
Wow, man.
They would have been better
Well,
off.
you had the Turner Task Force going around, and like the whole way they did it was like fucking... You had to have like... After they started seeing people get food trucks in there for loopholes and shit,
Yes.
you had to bring, they made it to where you had to have, I think, like a brick and mortar kitchen or like a dedicated kitchen on the property.
Well, then they started nailing them on vent hoods and shit like that.
Yeah.
You gotta have a vent
So what
hood,
about
which
like,
is
so they
expensive.
shut all restaurants down in New Mexico, so they just put tents outside and served all the food outside?
No, you still at a restaurant, you're good, man. Like that place we were in
No, I'm
last
saying
night.
like, why couldn't you just do it with a bar and just serve the shit outside?
I have no clue, man.
I guess
You'd
it's
have to ask
liquor
Mayor
license
Turner down
outside.
here,
Yeah, something like that.
Well,
But-
and what are you gonna do in Houston, man? It's 106 degrees today.
yeah, well, they also,
Yeah.
and then they were also...
Kill yourself. That's
They were using that loophole about the patio, and they would just, because it was only capacity inside the building, not outside. And then they started regulating the capacity based on inside with how much you could have outside.
How come that's okay with all this shit? Why is it okay that you can shut a business down that was operating, maybe not operating as smoothly as you should have been, as we all should be as business operators, but why is that not like more, why are we not riding for that fact that like there's no, like,
I don't know, dude. Like your old lady's a barber, hairstylist. Yeah. Like, dude, how they got lumped into it. Those are some of the most sanitary places I've ever fucking tattoo shops. Like,
Yeah.
they're way more sanitary than the minute clinics I've been in at
Yeah.
some point in time. How they're not super pissed off. And there was that lady, what, up in Richardson or whatever, that refused to close. Or yeah. But like how they got lumped into this whole thing is beyond me. Like, it's crazy. What's the mask doing? It's not stopping shit.
yeah. I really don't understand the logic behind it, and that's what really disheartens me about the whole situation. And like
Politics, dog.
if we were like, I mean, it sucks, man. Like, we're fortunate we picked bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're fortunate that we're in this thing. I mean, because dude, we're not essential.
No.
Nothing about it. Like,
Although I
nothing
did
about
have a
our
leather.
bike shit is essential. I'm a custom painter. The only thing is that I don't have anybody in my shop. I don't have a flow of customers, so
Yeah.
it doesn't affect me, But, dude, like, that just it sucks, man. Like, what if I invested in a restaurant or a bar or something, and I put my life savings into this, and we were planning to open up March 1st or April 1st.
That's what happened to that bodega down the street from me.
Yep.
That Jay's Bodega, their grand opening was like supposed to be like the 1st of April or some shit like that. And it was right when, March 22nd when they shut all the shit down
Yeah.
and all that. And they didn't get to like open up till like whenever they brought everyone back in. What was it, at the June or whenever?
Yeah,
it was?
June, yeah.
And
I think
it was
we were
it
the
was
only
like,
customer.
Yeah, and it was like
Yeah.
mid like build out, so like half their stuff like isn't stock or whatnot stuff. And they made really good food and stuff like that, but it's just like it was a terrible time opening to where like every time me and him went in, we were the only customers in there, and like you could totally tell like there was nothing going on in there like at
Yep.
all. And now when we go by, it's hit or miss if they're open. So I mean, it was cool because it was closer than Voodoo was to the fucking shop to walk down there and get food, and it wasn't bad food. But
Jace
like,
had a bad experience at Voodoo yesterday. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, you
Because
said
his
the-
nose was under his
Yeah,
mask.
Dude, fucking, I'm not woke enough, I guess.
nah, fuck that.
That nose,
Neither are they.
yeah, I don't like it, man. I don't like it at all. I think,
Voodoo was a lot cooler before it burned down.
Man, so Voodoo Queen used to be a legit, maybe got to worry about getting stabbed in that bad boy bar.
oh yeah, I love
And
those.
they burned it down at one point in time. So there was a kitchen
People
fire
wonder
or
why I
some
just
shit.
go to Chili's.
Yeah. There was a kitchen fire. And
Yeah.
so now it's something completely different. But
Yeah,
that
when they-
used to be a great
Yeah, when they
bar.
reopened it, it was really geared more towards like younger, like millennial style, and like
Dude,
all
I'm a
those
fucking
arcade
millennial.
stuff.
Well, how old are you?
Well, no, technically I'm a millennial
Yeah,
too.
we're
but,
all millennials.
Like,
in here.
yeah, but like
maybe
I think,
what year are you?
38, man.
All right, so you're a millennial
Yeah.
too.
yeah, but I mean, like, let's be real. Like '89 when they started making them out of plastic.
Yeah.
But like,
Yes.
but like, no, the whole like the thing is with it when they reopened it, but it was definitely they moved in like a lot of like arcade games and like did all the lights, did all that whole bullshit to attract this like younger crowd and like this hip spot. You know,
who the fuck plays arcade games? You fucking nerds. If it ain't skee ball, fuck off. You know what I mean?
The Dave and Buster's.
Do they have skee ball? Because I fuck with some skee ball.
No, they don't have skee ball. That's one thing me and my homeboy were talking about the other day. Like, imagine if they don't open up bars back up. Like, next thing you know, all your homeboys are going to, hey, dude, let's go to Dave and Buster's. Because it's the only fucking place you can go, like, drink.
Chili's. Well, I'll be at Jason's. Chili's.
Yeah, Chili's. And it would be like, that'll be the hangout now. Like, everyone is getting shit
The one thing that I'm the most scared about is that we just willingly accept the fact that we're always going to wear masks from now on. And I don't want that. I don't want to live in that world. I don't. Like, I'm not going to kill myself or anything like that. But I could see myself blowing things up.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. I remember when they were talking about when they were doing it in Harris County and stuff, like where the shop is and stuff. They were talking like our goal is to see the new standard of no shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service, and like create that as the environment versus like, hey man, this is a minor setback for a couple months. We'll get through it and be back to fucking normal. Which is, yeah, I definitely don't want to be where I hate fucking wearing masks anywhere. Like, I mean, it's not a
Dude, people need to die though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth about it. I mean, they don't need to die, but the world created this like nice little virus to kind of weed some shit out, and we fucking nerfed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
You got a weak ass immune system, man. You know.
That's the worst part is like the way I mean, all that conspiracy theory shit on it, but like the whole way that the survival rate and all that stuff is then based on the age and stuff like that. And I mean, our age, we're what 0.04% or some shit. Like, I mean, I understand like the elderly and stuff like that and people being worried, but it's like it's not the masses that are going to be dying from it.
Yeah, it's just been a tough swallow. I mean, like the funny thing is like listening to Joe Rogan talk about moving out of LA, coming to Texas, and all this stuff was kind of more of an abrupt thing that he decided to do in light of coronavirus, but yet the dude won't just say like, you know what, I don't agree with all the more liberal policies of the California run government.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, it's like, my wife's aunt lives there, and I've talked about her a million times. I love the lady to death, but she is an extreme Facebook, posting political views, and it's Trump's the devil and this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying that he's the best or the whatever. I'm just saying like, you live in a very, very I don't know if the right word's entitled area, but a very blind area to what's really going on above, like outside of LA. Yeah,
like you said, the little bubble.
You're in a bubble there. You think that the United States cannot operate the same way in every city, in every region. Like we have states for reasons. Like the states are this way for a reason because the states run the area the best way to make that viable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you have Texas looking like New Mexico.
Well, what was the whole thing? I thought Arizona was the big go-to back in the day for people leaving California.
It was, and it is. It's a good thing, but
so I thought that was like more because I mean, like the climate-wise, it's similar.
It's pretty similar, but you don't have the ocean.
Cost of living there is probably
it's hot, man.
Is it getting higher there too? Probably, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they have a state tax still.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. So, Texas doesn't have a state tax, and we have plenty of land, and we have. I don't know if we have more seasons than California has.
Yeah.
California's got one season. It's perfect all the time.
Yeah. This is called perfect all day.
Yeah, this is called 76 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember when we went to Born Free 10, everybody was like, that I was with, that was like local. They're like, fuck, dude, it's so fucking hot out here. I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome.
So I went that year. 10 was the year that me and Brad fucking rode home. It was 115 degrees in Joshua Tree.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. Like, I was barely sweating or anything. It's not like here where you walk outside and you're just wet right when you walk outside. Yeah. It's humidity.
It's like fucking, you walk around, it's like, all right, got my keys, got my wallet, got my gun. Fuck, I need some baby powder. I need some fucking baby powder.
It's not that hot, Jace.
Dude, it's fucking ridiculous.
So you were experiencing the heat when we did the ramp.
Because we were messing with a piece of metal that had been sitting out in the sun all day, man.
That thing was like fucking 300 pounds.
Dude. Yeah, the ramp was fucking crazy.
Hotter than shit, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's tough. I like living in Texas, and I'm actually kind of I don't know how, like, I'm kind of like with so many people moving here now and you know whatnot, it kind of worries me that like a whole bunch of bike people might be coming here from California.
Yeah.
And since everybody in Texas doesn't know how to support Texas businesses, like, finally we got some real bike shops here in Texas. Yeah. It's like, well, fuck you faggots then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Which, I mean, I've experienced some of that stuff too with like people talking about like some of the larger companies out there. Like, dude, it's like an O'Reilly's for bikes and this is. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's like $1 million in inventory. I don't got the capital to do that shit. Like, I can't have all this shit on the shelf. And people are like, yeah, man, we need something like this in Texas. I'm like, oh,
you got to
quit
buy
buying shit off the internet. Yeah, and come down to my shop and buy it for me.
Quit buying on Amazon for $2 off, dude.
Yeah.
That's I don't know. We do. It would be nice to have those type of places here, but it's a very hard. I mean, Phoenix is such a Ramjet. Ramjet's fucking doing it. They have they've been there for 30 years. 30 almost, years, yeah. You know, and but that's tough, man. Tony, it's a tough job, man, to do that, to keep that inventory, to keep that reputation going.
Well, and Tony takes everything he makes and sticks it back in the inventory most of the time. You know what I mean? I remember when I was working for Chopper House, he was one of the first guys to reach out and like figure out what we had going on to see if it would work for his shop.
He's very open-minded to new products coming out and trying to get them in the shop to give to his customers, and that's why I love the dude so much, because he really is 100% putting everything back into his shop. But it's still tough for him because
you look at Eddie's shop, man, and that's what that's turning into. I mean, when was the last time you seen that many sets of T-bars on a wall? In one shop, that Eddie's got a lot of that going on right now.
I'm an impulse buyer 100%. So like I'm the guy, like I was saying, it'd be dope to have those kind of spots in town where you can jump on the bike on a Sunday and you go in. I'm one of those dudes where if it's $100 and I've been thinking about it and you have it on the shelf, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
$500 purchases, I gotta make it takes a little bit long. I gotta sit there for a couple. I need a beer.
Yeah, we'll finesse you into that shit.
There's
beer at the shop too. Yeah.
But there
was some White Claw in the fridge today when we went by.
Yeah, I saw your boy was using that shit.
Yeah, that shit's been in there for a while. I don't know how good it is. It was in the back of my truck.
You don't drink, that's right.
Yeah, I quit drinking before the hard seltzer came out, so I didn't get it.
Yeah, you're not missing anything else but fucking like wine hangovers, basically.
Oh yeah,
it's the worst. And I think that you grow a vagina too if you drink those things. Huh?
I've never had like a good night of White Claw in it. Like, does it give you a fucked up hangover or something?
To me, I get it. I get it real bad. I feel like it is like if I fucking down a bottle of White Zinfandel or some shit. Like it's the same kind.
I remember like sangria and all that shit. Like it's getting obliterated, but just feeling like fucking
but is it because you get so fucked up on those things, or is it because
I don't know? It's probably some chemical shit. Because I remember, dude, I was like fucking 19 or like 20, and I mean, I would like wake up like I'm fucking dead the rest of the weekend off of wine. But like fucking beer and whiskey and shit like that, fucking next day, let's do it again.
I think that has something to do with being just 19 and 20 more than anything else. Yeah, because like...
Yeah, well, fuck that. You could do whatever. That was when you'd fucking go to the fucking bathroom,
if I
puke in a urinal, rally, and then come back out and keep drinking.
No. If I get out of bed too fast,
not puke, then do a rail and then come back out.
I'm fucking back.
No, I can't. I don't like that shit, man. Like, I'm trying... I think because I didn't really start drinking until I was like 29, so I feel like I got 2 years left and I got to quit. Otherwise, it's not going to be good for me for the rest of my life.
I've slowed down. I quit drinking hard liquor 5 years ago.
I feel like I need to start drinking hard liquor.
No.
I feel like it's a better...
Less calories, dog.
Yeah. No. Because like I'm such a social drinker that like, I mean, you've seen some of the podcasts that me and my close, we'll have these pictures of like Big Will Cody with a fucking like, he can't even touch his fingers around all the cans of beers.
You and the HTX Diner Crew in here the other night.
Oh, it wasn't that. That was, I mean, it was a good night. Don't get me wrong, good podcast, but it wasn't, we didn't smash beers. Like, I already challenged them. I said, we party up in Dallas. We party hard.
Welcome to come down here.
And I think, I told them that, you know what, at the Fast Life camp out this year, I think that's what the awards need to be like. The Michigan boys need to come down and fuck with us. The Houston dudes need to come up and fuck with us. I think that I got the solid crew. Like, it's beer fest.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, dude, those boys
that
run that shit right there, they're family, man. They got nothing to lose on the weekends. Hey. From Friday at 5 o'clock to Monday at 6 a.m.
That's why I think this will
they are
stick
fucking
and
on
work.
it. Yeah. All right. I mean, we've seen some of the Don and those guys get it. Yeah. Like,
damn, Saul's bike get it too, leaving voodoo.
Well, here's the deal. Like, you're talking, you mentioned Don like twice now, right? But I got a list of killers behind me, bro. I go hard drinking, right?
That's because I only got to mention the one.
But you know, like if I can't handle this, I'm like, all right, Cody, Big Will, Cody, step up and knock this.
No, I watched Cody at fucking Rebels Den in Arkansas. He was just fucking all day and all night. He's pounding them.
We go so fucking hard. We just sleep wherever the fuck we are, dude.
Trust me.
There was one homeboy, I can't remember his name. He lives in Florida.
Oh, Craig.
The one with the big rig.
So, yeah. So,
Dude,
you didn't see him getting his fucking titty sucked at Sturgis?
No, I didn't see that. Dude, he was the one.
Video.
We took that photo there. He's sitting there. He's like takes his shirt off and goes, guys, pop the tops. Let's do it. And everyone's like looking around, and everyone, next thing you know, 5 minutes later, we're all standing there. All the guys standing there shirtless, and he's like,
I didn't know you were there. So, yeah, that's the thing.
Back right.
So, the very first Fast Life campout, it wasn't even the Fast Life campout. It was, we did a trial run to Adam Sandoval's spot to check out the campground and see if it was dope. And it was so fucking hot and muggy, right? So we just, as soon as we like got the tent set up, we were sweating, so we just took our shirts off. And so and then we started drinking. Then another homeboy pulled up. We're like, "Hey, take your shirt off." So next thing you know, it's just a bunch of dudes with their shirts off. And then when we did the Simpson camp out last year, same thing. We sacrificed a bell helmet. Not a bell helmet, a built well, because that's where they belong in the fire because they're garbage. And then after that, we all, fucking even Scott from Simpson was sitting there with his shirt off, drinking some moonshine with us and stuff. Dude, we were all out there fucked up, dude. I got a picture right here.
Oh my god,
it's the best, man. So it's just kind of been like this funny thing that we all get super fucked up, and then we
I think
take our shirts off.
I'm telling you right now, though, dude, we haven't even brought out our heavy hitters. Our boy Justin.
Man, Justin.
Justin.
Oh yeah.
I'm really interested in seeing
if we'll pack him now.
Yeah, he's
his daddy. Same thing.
I'm really interested to see if we can turn this into a real, shit show.
He threw the gauntlet down.
You see on news, tragedy strikes. Fast Life camp out. 9 dead due to alcohol poisoning.
Dude,
fucker was still cracking beers on the way into the ambulance.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm glad I don't drink like I used to anymore, man. I was horrible.
Hey,
part of why bimbos were so fucking
it ain't for everybody, dude.
Oh, dude, I guarantee. Fuck, dude, I wouldn't be doing this if I was still drinking like I was.
No, there's no way.
Broken fuck like I was when I was drinking.
Man, I quit drinking hard liquor 5 years ago. I hadn't been accused of a felony since. That was my whole fucking thing. Not even accused, much less.
I just remember fucking making good money in oil field shit, but still being brokered and shit. Fucking rent's about due. Fuck, man, I got to float for 3 days before I get paid, and then I can pay my rent because I was just so fucking drunk.
Man, I used to.
Broke.
I thought for sure when this pandemic thing hit that I was going to be looking for a new job because who cares about motorcycles in the middle of a pandemic? But since nobody's at the bar anymore,
people
selling parts left and right. It's great.
That's the crazy thing. People have a lot of free time now, and they're just like, "Hey, dude, I've been wanting to do this. I want to get my shit right. This. And actually, people." It's crazy, man. I got nervous there towards when we first did the shutdown. I was like, "Fuck, man!" I said, "I'm looking at on the head calculator. It's like, all right, I can float this many months.
Yeah,
fucking, it's nothing.
I got 2 months.
And then it's just like." You have that, the online sales, shit like that, right when it first shut down, all that shit dropped off real slow because people were just worried about where their money was coming from.
Yeah.
Would you talk to the Fast Life about doing shirts, please, so we can get some Fast Life
merchandise? We talked earlier.
Off the time. I'm just saying.
We play close to the chest. We talked off the record.
Yeah, when my shirts come in, it'll probably be an overhyped mess.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll still buy it. We don't care. Yeah,
sure.
that's.
I don't know.
Welcome to being in the motorcycle business. Half of it's an overhyped mess.
You're like, who was it that went to that fucking Kanye pop-up shop? Somebody I knew went to that Kanye pop-up shop for the Yeezys and all stuff. They did the shirts and they were screen printed on fucking Gildans, and they were fucking $75 for the fucking shirt.
Hell yeah,
dude, that's
get that
flex,
money,
man.
dog.
Dude, it wasn't even rebranded. They were screen printing them there at the pop-up and all that shit.
Get that money.
That motherfucker made.
Can't hate that hustle, man.
Dude, yeah, you got that name.
Yeah, it's
hanging out with Joel Osteen now down here in Houston.
Oh,
getting it.
Is he?
Yeah, dude, that's his whole thing. Kanye's been hanging out down here in Houston with Joel Osteen.
That's what happens. You don't have cable. Just don't watch the news, dog.
There's some shit been going down. There's a plague going on right now.
Dude, yeah.
Fucking crazy shit ever.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, someone saying something about masks. Blew me away.
Yeah, you're in for a whole world of shit when you turn on the news.
Yeah, it's messy, man. Every fucking day. You don't have to turn on the news. The news was like, hey, you guys ain't watching anymore? We're going to start social media accounts and shove this in your face.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the worst.
Or that, or the fucking advertising on YouTube. Oh, you don't want to watch me on fucking regular TV? Guess what? I'm going to pop up in your fucking goofy documentary about the Crimean War at fucking 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Fucking, yeah, them motherfuckers.
It's a pseudo war.
It's a pseudo war.
The Crimean War was a legit war. I mean, Granted, the landed gentry of Russia and the landed gentry of France were basically... Never mind, it doesn't matter.
It sounds like he was just
You
saying
got this
words.
huge, amazing... What were we going to call this? Because we couldn't call it Zombie World because of fucking copyright. Was it a Zombies place, some dumb shit? Your little fucking...
The compound here?
Yeah, your fantasy factory, if you will.
Yeah, the compound or whatever we'll call it.
And you're spending at 3 o'clock in the morning watching YouTube documentaries.
I mean, I'm flipping through Tinder as well. You know, there's other shit going on.
Dual phone setup.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't even... If I was to become single for some reason, I don't know... I'm so... It's been like 8 years almost since I've been in the dating pool thing. I don't even know what the fuck to do.
Man,
Like, what was that movie, Hole Pass?
It's like when you... Like, if I was to start like a Tinder thing to just like... I'll put like cool pictures of my paint jobs up there.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Whole bunch of magazine fucking features.
Man, dude, you gotta think, dude, but it's hot or not,
Full
right? Like, so
resume
that's all it really
posted up, everything
is.
they've
That's
accomplished.
all it really is hot or not, right? And so the comedic value of all of it is worth more than anything else. And then there's also the point of it like, oh shit, she really likes me. This is amazing. But really, it doesn't do shit for you one way or the other.
Yeah, it's just like
It's
Instagram
just
likes
another
and
way to
shit.
kill boredom and fuck off.
Oh man, I just messaged this girl all night. She's so awesome, but she has 5 kids.
Also,
Oh,
what it's
fuck.
done is it's put me in touch with the youth of the nation. I now have a Snapchat. I'll never check it, but apparently I needed it to get on the premium Snapchat for the Only Toes account. So fucking yeah, I had to figure
How
it all
does that
out.
work?
I don't fucking
The premium
know.
shit.
I have no clue.
I always wonder how they regulate that shit. Because, I mean, does Snapchat have like a premium service now? Or is it still like Cash App
can
bullshit?
Pay. I don't have.
Dude, I've always thought Snapchat was undercover, just dick pic sending back and forth.
Dude,
or
yeah,
whatever
I
the
think I
fuck
had
it
a
was.
Snapchat in probably like
Yeah.
2008, 2010.
I
right when it
logged
first
into it
came
twice,
out.
yeah.
So-
and I thought it was like the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, so whenever I met my wife, she was living in Florida, and on the East Coast, the Snapchat thing was big. Because when I met her, she was in Florida, and then I was in North Carolina doing jobs, and they were on Snapchat. That shit hadn't came to Texas yet, so this was the January of 2014.
Okay, so yeah, maybe even way later.
And so I got Snapchat at that point in time to talk to my now wife, and that shit was. I did it with her for a minute, and then I was like, "This is stupid. Like it goes away."
Yeah. I
Apparently, it
remember-
doesn't go away because Chris D'Elia got fucked out of that deal.
Who?
Chris D'Elia,
What
the
happened to
comedian.
Oh,
What happened with him? I've always disliked him.
I thought he was funny, but no, he apparently he was like Snapchatting underage chicks, but
does it have to do with like the longer hair and the beard?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. The one
But
that
it-
was, yeah, I remember him.
But it was kind of fucking weird because, like, dude, could you imagine, like, talking to 20-year-olds? And first off, they ain't talking to me, but if I was a celebrity or
they're not
some
talking to
shit,
you. Well, yeah, you're not. Yeah.
you know, like, how would you even, like, be, like, how do you fucking figure that out? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's kind of a weird one.
Not only
I don't
that,
know. I got stopgapped when it fucking started on the Tinder thing. I was like, I'm gonna figure this out. And like 5 minutes later, I was like, oh, the Crimean War documentary's back on. I'm fucking out. Like, yeah, I'm back on something else.
Yeah, no, that would, especially with being a celebrity, you'd think you'd have like a, you know, be like, hey dog, this ain't gonna end well.
Well, you think after, I don't know, Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein and all the
Who
other
was it?
shit that maybe you
Didn't
shouldn't
James
be doing
Franco
it.
get popped for that? Like a long, like 5 or
I
6
don't
years?
know.
So remember he was doing like college at U of H, he was doing like the acting stuff, or he had some shit like that, different colleges. I remember he was on Howard Stern talking about it because he didn't do anything with her, but he was like texting back and forth, and when they went through the text message, showed her saying that she was like 20-something years old, but it turned out she was like 16 or something like that. I just remember he did the whole damage control thing, like when Howard Stern was talking about, yeah, man, I had no idea this is this, and they talked about it, and like, it went, because I mean, it was an honest mistake, or at least that's what was portrayed, but like,
No, that's what I'm saying. That's fair as fuck. It's like, how are you, like,
yeah, I'm not checking IDs.
dude, girls that are like 15 years old look fucking fully developed.
Where the shit was that when I was
Dude,
15?
yeah, I love seeing
too, and
those
that's when
memes
we
when they do
got,
that. Girls at 14 when I was 14, like it shows like all the fucking stupid shit we
Yeah.
wore, and
The
then like
slap
now they look
bracelets
like
and-
they're
yeah.
fucking influenced on Instagram and shit. Like all
Yeah.
the sculpting or where the fuck they do. with
That's
the
why I
face.
feel bad for Jace, because he's got a daughter. He's got to worry about this kind of shit. And
Yeah, my
fucking-
daughter,
Your
like,
daughter's in
she's
college though, right?
Yeah, she's in college now,
But even
to
this-
me, like, she looks like a young girl. Like, she doesn't appear. She still looks 14 or 15.
Yeah.
You know, me and her were talking about that when I was up there seeing her before Sturgis, and I was like, she's like, Dad, all the guys think I'm 13 still, and I'm like, that's kind of good.
I'll take it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, and she's 18 now, so it's all good. But like, dude, those girls are, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't need.
Dude, and that's what Instagram. I've quit following like those big public like meme Instagram accounts and shit because like I don't trust Like, you know how they do the sponsored things where, like, you'll see some girl doing some silly shit on there? Like, dude, first of all, I'm not there for, like, fucking you to promote some fucking OnlyFans page or whatever the fuck it is. And secondly, like, dog, that girl looks like she's fucking 12, man. I'm out of here. Like, you know what I mean? It's weird. You know, it's just real strange.
So, like, like Meredith Devine, that chick that was doing all the photography for, like, show class and
Everybody
shit.
knows Meredith Devine.
Yeah, so, like, I follow her because, you know, like, she posts a lot of dope pictures, hot chicks.
And she's got the hottest friends on the face of the planet that she's hanging out with,
And, you know, they take good photos and shit like that, and I'm into that stuff. But, like, some of the girls that she's done, and now all of a sudden it's like, I'll follow this chick. And the next thing you know, a couple months go by, I don't pay attention because it's not always on my algorithm or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, all of a sudden, like, oh, OnlyFans. Like, I've been noticing more pictures of you with no shirt on and strategically placed items to cover your nipples. And now you have a OnlyFans thing, and it's like,
I'm curious though. Like, I've never done it before, but I'm fucking curious. Like, I want to, like, fucking, like, you can't.
Would you want to date?
This?
Could you date a chick that did that seriously?
Yeah. I mean, I've dated girls in certain industries that, like, dated, but, like, never, like, seriously. But, like, I've been around girls that did that, and it doesn't.
So here's the thing: like, a stripper, right? A stripper has to go to a establishment to do stripper shit. OnlyFans is like one morning you wake up early.
I'll tell you right now, I'd rather the OnlyFans be going down in a bedroom somewhere than fucking her out at the titty bar with some dickhead like me fucking standing at the fucking thing flipping $1 bills shaped as fucking footballs at her at fucking 1 o'clock in the goddamn afternoon.
Good time.
True.
Yeah, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Like, I would rather that than some of the alternatives out there. But at the same time, like, does it bother me on a personal level? No. But am I out there fucking, like, super happy about it? Like, would I be happy about it? Probably not. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like one of my good close homeboys in NorCal that kind of was the guy I stayed with and everything. He was in jail. And me and my brother were up there hanging out with our, you know, other close friends about it. And somehow it got brought up that his old lady that I used to stay at their house all the time I was there. She was in Playboy.
Yeah.
Never knew. He never told any of us. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But of course, now she's in Playboy. I have to look.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's half the girls in California. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just kind of a weird deal, and I was like, man, like, do you really want to have your old lady, like, you finally get serious, but there's like a shit ton of like.
See, I don't even think I would mind the Playboy thing.
The Playboy thing, I'd be honored.
More like it's a publication. It's like I don't
even think I would mind the print thing.
Well, like, no, I mean, like,
if there was a print, like an Easy Rider, and my old lady was an Easy Rider back in the day.
I would get proud of that.
Yeah, it'd be a badge of honor type thing.
But see, like, the things they're doing, like, on, like, I would imagine what they're doing on, like, you know, the OnlyFans, like, they can screenshot it. They can have a whole spank bank full of titty pictures of your old lady and shit. And it's not so much that, like, random dudes that I'll never meet. I don't give a fuck about that, right?
Like, how often are you going to run into them? You know what
exactly. I mean? But, like, next thing you know, we're up here at bike night, and there's a fucking group of dudes over there, like, look, that's her titties right there, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think that the dudes that's fucking around with the OnlyFeed accounts is fucking showing up at bike nights and shit. Dude, otherwise, they wouldn't be fucking with that.
I told you, there's dudes that show up to bike nights that have Fuckmaster 2000s, man. They're definitely looking at it.
Apparently, someone's ripping the dicks off the fucking gay porno fucking.
I think the worst thing would be a kid. Like, all these girls doing all this shit, that shit never disappears or whatever, the OnlyFans or whatever. I mean, like you said, people screenshotting and posting on, like, Reddit or any of that shit or whatever. Next thing you know, you're going to be, like, in 4th grade and some kids be like, hey, dude, that's your mom. And, like, you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
Well, but Playboy's the same shit, but at least, I guess.
It's not the same.
You're right.
It's a national publication. Yeah, it's like a published model.
Think about it like this.
But where do we draw the line?
No, where do we draw the line? We're doing this right now.
Where do we draw the line?
Think about it.
You're not getting paid $5 to do Playboy.
If I go, hey, Mike, man, I got this new chick. I'm talking to her. I really like her. Man, she's so hot, dude. She was in Playboy. You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
If I go, hey, man, I got this new chick, Mike, man, she's so hot, man. She's a stripper. You're like, fuck, okay, she has to party. You know what I mean? It's a different thing.
But where do you get into the, hey man, I got this chick and you should check out her OnlyToes account. Fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, where do you draw the line?
I wonder if there's like a foot fetish OnlyToes.
There has to be.
There's
an OnlyToes. There's an only armpit hair. I guarantee you there's
Could that be the new pimp thing? Like, hey man, just out there slinging like your
I got 6 girls in my OnlyFans stable, dog.
Dude, I wonder what like the girls in Vegas are doing right now. You know what I mean? Like,
they're still fucking.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't think the call.
Yeah, you don't need to wear a mask on that ass.
Yeah, I don't think that's slowed down.
You think they go wear a mask now?
No, they're like.
Might slowed down on the card pop people as you walk by.
But man, that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, like what if you just like got a whole bunch of chicks and you're like, look, here's the deal. I'm gonna curate.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I got
I know what guys want.
So
yeah.
When
I'm gonna come over every day. We're gonna take a couple pictures. I'm gonna post them up. I'm gonna cut you in. You're gonna get 30%. You know, I'm the pimp.
So when I got this,
Yeah,
place,
you ain't getting no dick pics. I'll weed through all the weird shit.
yeah.
when I got this place, I don't want to spend my day weeding through dick pics. Fuck yeah, when I got this place,
you
hey,
get 70%, man.
when I got this place, but I had a couple guys,
six badass chicks that are getting like, you know, a whole bunch of this shit going on. Dude, come on, man.
When I got this place, I had a couple guys come over and help me with the demo, right? And they're buddies of mine and shit. You know what I mean? They just came out and ripped some shit out. The first words out of their mouth were, dude, you could use these back rooms for cam rooms. And I'm like, really? I was going to use them for a fucking motorcycle shop since that's the industry that I'm in. But yeah, but I was like, what
That
fucking,
means
why
that
did,
some dude probably fucking subscribes to some cam.
Yeah, well, we're
Maybe.
gonna have some girl chained up in a toolbox, and like, hey, get up, it's time to.
well, there's no
fucking
AC back there either, so it's going to be a sweaty ass fucking show. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to need a fucking
Yeah, well, I was just,
weirdo.
what girl would like drive to her cam job? I think that's the whole point. You just sit at home.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. Like, fuck you. Why
Let
would
me put a
why do you
30-minute
need
commute to go
why do you need a
masturbate
spot?
Do you
for an
have
hour.
a T4 connection over there?
Why do you need a spot? And furthermore, do I need to put a drain in that motherfucker
Yeah.
if you do need that kind of, yeah.
Just
do I
squeegee
squeegee it out?
yeah.
Like, yeah.
I don't know, man. That's a good one.
I don't know about the OnlyFans thing. It's a weird thing, right? Like, so where do you draw the line? Like, where do you?
We just did
You
nationally
respect,
publicated magazines.
you respect the girl's hustle, or do you fucking?
All right, so your girl's in Playboy. I respect that. I fuck with that. Your girl's in Penthouse. Whoa.
Yeah, she's a pet dog. They glued her vag lips open.
Yeah.
I mean, shit happens.
Was that Larry?
Not gonna hate her hustle.
Larry Flynn.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not gonna hate her hustle.
That guy's a creep.
That's a hustle. Yeah, I get the hustle, man. But like, it's like when everybody was like, what was it? Tito Ortiz was with Jenna Jameson,
Yeah.
and like I don't know if I could literally like. You have to be an exceptional man to just like know that your old lady's leaving the house today to take dick.
I mean, but
Yeah, but was she retired whenever the other? She's
Yeah,
still filming.
I mean,
'Cause I
I
remember
think
she
Jen
like
Jameson
started
was
her whole
past that.
production company.
What about when Christy Mack was with that fucking
Oh,
rampage?
War
Pig or
Machine?
something? Yeah, War Machine.
Dude, okay, I got a good Christy Mack story.
Airplane?
Fucking, so, yep, every airplane. So I got some buddies that are like in the airline industry and shit. Apparently, Christy Mack flies a lot. So occasionally, they get pictures of her like just hanging out in the airport, fucking shit like that. Christy Mack in real life does not look like Christy Mack in the pornos and shit. And Christy Mack traveling looks like the most pissed off human being on the face of the motherfucking planet all the time. Like it's like a huge joke because I've gotten 6 or 7 pictures of her of just looking mad as fuck in an airport somewhere in Atlanta or fucking Detroit or wherever the fuck she's
Yeah.
flying to and shit. But we have there's a whole page that I'm involved in that's dedicated to spotting Christy Mack in airports looking pissed off.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious every time.
Dude, have you ever?
But would you date Christy Mack? If you were single, fucking Britta's gone, you know what I mean? It's not a thing. Would you fuck with it?
I don't think I mean, I don't know, man. I don't really know if I could ever get into that.
Dude,
You know
she
what I mean?
smells good. She's fucking
Smells
nice.
good.
She's fucking cooking fucking enchiladas for you and shit on fucking
Yeah.
Tuesday. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're not talking like all
First
the other
off, it's
shit's
gonna
out
be
in the
like
picture.
throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
Ah, but the worst shit's happened, dude. You could get that shit at the
Yo,
bar.
there's no
You know
worse
what I
shit
mean? Yeah.
than that to happen to some dude that's trying to be with some chick the rest of
I
your
mean,
life.
she's a professional though. I mean, she fucking.
All I got to do is
she's
like
coming
say,
back on that shit.
I'm gonna
you know?
come hang out with Eddie and you and be like, hey man, guess what, dude? I'm dating Christy Mack, and then automatically Eddie pulls up to fucking what was the dude that became the meme guy for the COVID thing with the big black dick?
Oh God, yeah, with the.
So that
fucking-
dude's railing her out and like, hey man, so how do you stack up to this? I'm like, you know what? I don't go to that hole because it's fucked.
Well, I mean, even then, like fucking those, like what? Like, I don't know, man. It gets into a whole weird thing about like.
There's too many women in the world to get hung up on any of them.
True enough. And I don't
mean,
give a
my
shit who
wife.
it is.
Yeah, my
But that's
wife
what
is
I'm
my
saying.
wife, and I love her, and I'm happy to be with her.
But that's what I'm saying. What if
But-
Christy Mack's cheese enchiladas are the best cheese enchiladas have you ever had? She keeps the house clean, everything's
too many
fucking
women,
straight.
man.
She makes you fucking happy and shit. Who gives a shit what she
There's
does? for a
too
living?
many women in the world to ever get First off,
Would you date a girl that cleaned out porta shitters for a living?
I mean, I don't. To me, that doesn't matter. I mean,
It's just a hustle.
I don't.
Now,
like.
what if she cleaned out porta shitters with her vag? Same concept.
That fucking dick to the sun bullshit you pulled earlier.
Yeah, dick to the sun.
Dick
But no,
to the sun is a legit thing. You're never gonna win.
No, don't
We're
get-
not talking about that because I don't want to fuck up their
Yeah.
little hustle. Yeah.
So I don't think that. First off, like I said, there's too many women in the world to ever to ever make yourself feel uncomfortable about who you're with.
But there's only a few good plates of cheese enchiladas on this planet.
Unless like
it's like a staple at every Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, dude. Cheese enchiladas. Like you couldn't pick a fucking,
better than that.
Chicken nuggets or something.
Yeah, chicken nuggets, dog. Chicken nuggets.
No, man, I couldn't. I don't think I could. I don't want to deal with that. I got other shit to do. Now, if she was rich as fuck. See, you didn't put the rich thing in there.
Yeah, you'd be a kept man. Yeah.
Yeah, like she was like, hey, look, you just, this is something you're gonna have to deal with. The fact that she's been, getting dick down for years. She's a professional dick taker, and but she's rich, and now she's in love with you, and she is very, very over ecstatic about your sometimes average penis size, and she lets you have fun and buy the dino parts you want. That's a different narrative that you could have gave me that could have possibly made me feel a little bit more okay with it.
I find wealth in cheese enchiladas.
Or if you're a dude that likes to get cucked, but you don't like socializing, just watch the videos. Done deal.
Do you think there's real dudes out there that like to get cucked?
I don't think so.
I don't think they like it.
Fucking deal,
yeah. Like they just beaten down, broken down old man.
I think there's definitely dudes out there that can't get fucking 10 feet away from their fucking old lady without some shit going down, and that's just maybe part of their life now, whether they like it or not. But
yeah.
But at the same time,
watch it, sit in the corner.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, we all know dudes that have gone through some goofy shit and stayed with fucking chicks that they should not have stayed with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That like their life is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Is it that much more of a stretch for them to be going through something like that as well?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's a weird one.
Because, like, I know some guys that get the shit beat out of them just will not leave that chick. Like, period, in the story, that's fucking it.
I'd rather get beaten up than watch some dude beat my chick up.
Well, yeah, for sure. But that's just it. None of us in this fucking room would stand for any of that shit, so we're out the fucking room. The second that happens, fuck you, fuck him, fuck everybody involved. I'm fucking out of here. Y'all can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there are definitely dudes out there that fucking don't value their fucking time, spine, or
same thing with girls too. You don't know your own worth, and you feel like you're stuck, or like that's all you can get type shit.
But do I think that the shit on Pornhub is real? No, probably not.
Dude, you ever seen the fucking view counts on some of those videos on Pornhub?
There's view counts?
Hell yeah, dude.
Dude, how did we get up such a porno fucking podcast?
Guys.
It's a Hellbent podcast.
Also,
that's right. Yeah.
So my wife's gonna look at my viewer thing from Brian Bosworth was the first thing I Googled. Next thing's gonna be let me go to Pornhub.
View counts for cuck porn. The weird ones that like when did
Dude, that shit's
why
creepy.
did the family porn get so fucking deal? Like, and nobody's watching that because it's the family porn thing. They're watching it because the chick's hot. Like, you could have called that thing hot blonde chick or anything else, but why add that part of it in there? It's weird.
That whole taboo thing, like that whole oh man, I shouldn't be watching.
Could have been the maid. You know what I mean?
Well, what about there's like so many looks like more normal regular couples starting to do their own porn now that are getting that everybody's into. Like, look at this shit. So 2.4 million views of just like a 6-minute video of some homemade shit.
You get paid off that shit?
They better.
I wonder if it's similar like YouTube or whatever. Like you get paid to fucking post shit up there. Or is it just like one of those I hope somebody picks me up?
I don't know. My porn experience is pretty limited, so
I'm not
quite sure.
No.
5.3 million views.
Jesus Christ, 5 million?
5 million. 7.2 million.
Is this just like on the featured page or some shit?
2.2 most viewed.
4
million. 1.9.
Jesus
2.3.
Christ.
2.4. Dude, we need to put some Hellbent shit on those chicks. Get a couple fast
you're fucking up, dude.
Put some Simpson
get a banner in the background with just some cool shit while all these dudes are jerking off. Like, I've seen that logo
We might
before.
be losing jobs and sponsorships just because of this podcast.
No, fucking.
My sponsors know what's up.
Master P. When they did his whole thing about how his net worth, how he still works like $600 something million.
Yeah.
He owns a lot of porno production companies, phone sex lines, strip clubs and shit like that, and a bunch of rental properties. That's how he's kept all of his money up and he invested in all that shit. So there's definitely money in it.
Oh, there's money in it.
Oh, there's you want to make some money, you make toys for kids or toys for chicks. Or videos for dudes to watch and jerk off to.
Well, that's why the porno shops out here still exist.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing porn anymore. I don't think it's a Jack Shack like it used to be.
I think they still are.
I mean, I think some of them probably
I think
are.
there's dudes that probably get off knowing that they're sitting in a fucking viewing room. I don't know. Every one of those has that advertised viewing area. Or viewing
I can
room or
honestly
whatever.
say I've never Like I've never seen that before.
You ever seen a viewing room?
No.
Lion's Den.
Never.
Like half that fucking store.
Always went to the strip club. Never stepped foot into the Lion's Den. And the only time I've ever been in porno shops and shit was like with some.
I thought all the viewing rooms is like basically where like gay dudes go to link up with each other. Like that's what's going on.
Yeah,
at
I'm pretty sure they've got like a gay Tinder, Grinder, whatever the fuck that. Yeah.
You got a lot of matches when you got that one.
Yeah, pretty sure they've all got it.
Yeah, you got the hair for that, dude.
It's not the fucking haircut.
He's woke, dog. He's woke.
It's not the haircut.
Man, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just I was listening to this podcast. Obviously, I was listening to the Rogan podcast, and they were talking. I think he had David Cho on there, and they were talking about how like most of us, like the first time we ever saw porn was basically we stumbled across a magazine or some shit in the woods. Yeah. It's so true because that.
Where did all those porno mags in the woods come from too? Like
it's usually like
you think it's a married guy had to toss it out the window or something.
That kind of shit.
Yeah, he'd stumble on that shit.
And then talking about how like kids today, like their first time seeing it was like straight up Pornhub or something on a video because that shit's everywhere. Like you're looked at a picture like, or at least my youth is like you see a picture and like you imagine like oh shit, but your first view of like that type of thing now is like penetration, like hardcore.
I remember when I was a kid, fucking recording. Remember they used to air the fucking Victoria's Secret fashion show or whatever on TV when we were kids. I remember fucking sitting there with like a WWE blank DVD or blank VHS. Label it WWE wrestling or some dumb shit like that, and fucking put it in there and record that shit, and then like have that fuck stacked in my fucking room when I was
Remember
a kid.
the squiggly porno station and shit? You'd see like it was either a tit or it was a bald head.
I think I don't remember. I remember looking at Scramble. I don't ever remember ever seeing anything.
I never got to that point.
Oh, it was your imagination, dog. It was always
it's one of those like you stare long enough, you'll see it.
It might have been a butt cheek, might have been a tit.
Stay up late, your parents go to bed, turn on fucking Showtime or HBO, see Real Sex at night. Turn the volume down real quick. Or one hand on your penis, the other one on the remote to hit recall.
Or the fucking
kill this whole
Telemundo after midnight when it show the Girls Gone Wild infomercials and shit like that. Dude, that dude was a creep too. Do you remember that shit?
But you talk about it, right? Because like as a kid, dude, like Girls Gone Wild was some shit. That was some pretty easy fucking normal shit. Like that's shit that you could see anywhere.
Dude, that's
softcore.
Remember like I don't know when I was getting out in high school, everybody was talking about going to Cancun for like your high school like graduation party or the spring break.
I lived on the beach in South Texas, man.
Like the spring break thing was a huge deal where it's like fuck fest basically. Like everybody's going out and getting fucking.
Yeah, that never happened.
Yeah, my experience was never what I saw in those videos.
That never happened. Yeah, I lived down there. I can tell you right now, all the dudes down there talking about that never happened.
Oh well,
dude, I grew up on the beach in South Texas. Yeah, the University of Nebraska was down there every fucking, and it was a bunch of awkward. It looked like a Sadie Hawkins dance. Like it was all a bunch of dudes on one side of the beach and a bunch of chicks on the other side of the beach. That was it. Yeah.
Like Grease, like they're gonna dance each other.
Yeah, and I don't know what the fuck was happening on MTV that day, cause fucking I don't know how that.
Well, were you in Padre or were you in Corpus Christi?
We used to go to Corpus, North Padre, and then we would go down to South Padre. So spring breaks in the Midwest were a week before the spring breaks in the Texas colleges, and so we would go. You do your spring break always in South Padre, but there was a week where you would play hooky from school, and you would go to the Midwest University spring break on North Padre, because inevitably, like, people go on vacation, they don't know the fucking difference between one or the other, and dude, those beaches would get packed as shit. But it never, like, I remember MTV was in Corpus one time when I was a kid, and like it sucked. It was horrible. It was crap. I think Flavor Flav was down there one time or some shit. Like it was fucking weird. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So but it was trash. And then South Padre, you'd go down to South Padre and fucking man, it wasn't what they were showing on MTV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not at all. It was a bunch of kids on a beach being bored and drinking way too much, way too early in life, so they didn't know what they were doing.
So there
was a lot of throwing up, a lot of Zimas. Yeah.
Smirnoff just came out. It's a new lick.
Yeah. I remember going down there.
Was icing each other and all that dumb shit.
Yeah. Dude, and it was real weird too, because I remember going down there one time and meeting the girl that I dated in high school in South Padre, and she went to like the high school over from me in Corpus or something like that. And I think we ended up dating for like 2 or 3 years when I was in high school. It was like my little high school sweetheart or whatever. But we met at one of those places, so no one was going down there and getting laid. They would just go down there and shake hands with a girl like I did, and fucking end up figuring out, oh, you live in Nebraska too? That's amazing. It was.
Somebody had to be going down there getting laid.
Yeah, dude. There's no way those were all hired girls.
Nah. I'm calling bullshit on all of it.
I don't know.
I'm calling crap on all of it. Dude, everybody was too drunk to get laid. There's no way. We were fucking shit.
Dude, that doesn't exist when you're 20.
Dude, I'm not a little drunk.
Dude, when I was 29, I discovered drinking and sex, and I was like, this is awesome. And then the older I got, I was like, man, I got to stop. I can't, 2 drinks, great sex. 4 drinks, 10 drinks, like you're one-eyed banging
I was in the
some
Marine
hole
Corps.
somewhere.
I'm telling you right now, I was in the Marine Corps in Australia. I know the difference between what it really looks like and what it wasn't, and what it wasn't with South Padre. Now, Rockhampton Beach, when I was in the Marine Corps, it's probably real close to that.
I don't know, man. You're fucking up my thoughts of my past that I didn't get to experience.
Don't believe MTV. It was all hype. Flavor Flav. Fucking making
So the phone parties, right?
No, yeah. It was Flavor Flav making awkward conversation.
I had a homeboy at a phone party finger blast a chick.
Finger blast.
Still at a phone party.
Dude, you're fucking splitting hairs on me here.
Dude!
Yeah.
I'm just saying, dog. I mean, it happens.
I got a rough handy one time, fucking in the bed of a fucking pickup truck.
There you
had
go.
calluses.
That was not Girls Gone Wild. Fucking that was not. Yeah,
It was farmersonly.com.
Yeah, no, it was not. Yeah, it was not the sex, drugs, and rock and roll that fucking they were selling on MTV. Yeah,
I think most people got laid when MySpace came out. I think that was a real game changer for
yeah, for sure.
For like
Tila
all that
Tequila
shit.
and a couple other people. Yeah.
Yeah, remember Tila Tequila? She was like the first influencer.
Yeah.
Yep. Didn't she live in Houston, say a bunch of weird Nazi shit, and get fucking booted out of the fucking...
She got shit thrown her at the...
at the Juggalo gathering, yeah.
For real?
Yeah, they threw human shit at her.
Dude, I want to go to a Juggalo gathering so bad. They
Like
did.
glass bottles.
Yeah, they threw
A
crap at
Juggalo,
her.
like a fucking...
I wanna
like
go to
that.
gathering
Juggalo,
Juggalos,
ICP, dog.
I see.
Yeah, I want to go.
It's probably a good time.
Dude, if you 3 o'clock this morning, hop on YouTube and watch like the Gathering the Juggalo like infomercials,
Yo,
like
dude.
30-minute spots.
They're amazing.
It's rough.
This is what me and Eddie do. We find weird shit on the internet and hang out at HellBent and watch weird shit on the internet, like Aaron Carter, Britney Spears' Instagram page,
Those are
and
so many
the gathering of the Juggalos. Dude, the Aaron Carter shit was the greatest shit ever. Do you remember Aaron Carter? Aaron Carter. Nick Carter was in like one of those boy bands or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I...
The little brother. It was like a Disney fucking kid or some shit like that.
Whatever happened to those Hanson boys?
I grew up.
They grew up.
Face tattoos.
Face tattoos. They couldn't fuck with Post Malone.
No, they got a SoundCloud account and fucking stomped all over.
Dude, the mid-2000s, what a time to be alive.
Jinko jeans and Airwalks, dog.
That's
That was
90s.
it.
That's
Yeah.
90s.
Maybe I was late to the game in South Texas.
That's
Yeah.
90s.
yeah. Shit was going down
Is this
late
cool
in
still?
Corpus.
Your
Yeah.
bows?
It's rolling, yeah, late
It's just like
2000s
today. Yeah.
Bose.
Yeah, it's just like today. Show up to Hellbent. Is this cool?
Dude, what was fashion in the mid-2000s? I don't even remember that
I
now.
don't know. The mid 2000s?
Just 2000s, like 01 to 09. Like, what was
Camouflage. Okay.
No, yeah, for you.
yeah.
Like, what was the go-to, like, get-up?
I was wearing jeans and t-shirts.
Yeah, it seemed like it went, like, super, James Dean on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just basic T-shirts
Yeah.
and jeans.
I don't know. Is that what brought us into the fashion of today?
I don't know. I mean,
Still-
Because shit's still pretty regular today. Like, I don't think there's any one fashion thing. It's not like slap bracelets are a fucking thing. Or, like, there's not, like, one thing you can say.
can you get some Hellbent slap bracelets going?
Some
That'd be
slappies?
so
Bring them
sick.
back, dog.
do it? It's,
Those
Get
used to
them
be
all the trends
That's
from
like
back in the
that's
day.
the OG fidget spinner. That's what that shit is.
Oh, yeah.
oh, yeah.
You know?
Pogs and slap bracelets.
Yeah, dude, that shit was great. My childhood. No, but like even like tennis shoes didn't even have a good run in the 2000s. Like all the badass Nikes and Jordans were made between, like 1989 and
1997.
97, 90,
Yeah.
98 was the last of a good Jordan. And it's like even the shoes, like the Pippins, the Rodmans, the Penny Hardaway
I
shoes.
don't know what were y'all doing, switching to Cortezes and Vans and shit.
Dude, I think I was. You know what they started doing? They started re-releasing those things in the 2000s. Remember, like the Jordans would come back out with like those shoes again.
Then the Converse shit hit, remember?
Converse had a run.
They
yeah.
went from doing like, you used to be able to get them for like $20 at Academy, and then it got to like $40.
They were doing
Yeah, I do
custom
remember
colors.
that.
30
Yeah.
different colorways, all that other shit. Yeah, that shit blew up. Like
I think that was
crazy.
my go-to shoe when I was in the Marine Corps. I think I was wearing Converse high tops.
Dude, I wore I went from like basketball shoes to Air Maxes, and I pretty much wore Air Maxes till I got into Vans. And like I said, the only reason I'm in Vans is because for one Air Max I can buy 2, sometimes 3 pairs of Vans. So
I remember Red Wing boots were big shit.
yeah, if you're a chopper, dude.
Yeah, that's still Still are. You can pay a little extra and buy them distressed.
No, I'm not talking about the mock toes. I'm talking about the Pecos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over my head. No clue. I'm not
They
into
were
boots.
slip-on steel toes.
Just slip on steel
Polo
toes.
boots or fuck off, dude. I'm trying to get those like lines that look like
The
they're,
line, the
they're like
duck.
they're fucking
Look at you
water
going duck
shoes.
hunting and shit. Yeah.
What were the other ones?
With the buckles never buttoned.
Lugs.
Yeah.
They had like sticky fingers or fingers or whatever the fuck his name was like one of the spokespersons. He was like
For
the
lugs.
Yeah, yeah. Used to be in like Dub magazine all the time. It was like lugs and then a Skechers ad and shit.
But I don't know.
I would break up with a chick if she wore Skechers straight up. That shit's lame as fuck.
To this
The
day-
shape-ups, dogs will work out all day when you're walking around.
Shape ups.
Shape ups.
Look at them big wedge like you got a fucking club foot walking around.
Club foot. Yeah.
Last time I wore my shape ups to Hellbent, fuck that. Get made fun of.
Dude, it's going to increase my vertical. Check it
I
out.
was gonna say, try to get a couple inches, dude.
He's 5'6" and he's grabbing the rim. He's got a fucking gnarly. Yeah, dude.
There's like 6 people listen to this podcast that are gonna get any of these references and shit,
That's
but
fine.
they'll think it's the greatest shit ever.
Bring
Yeah.
up British Knights. Those were
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
BKs, British Knights. Yep. But you never zipped the zipper.
No, it was a pull stick on the
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
plastic. Let it in.
I
That's the
just left
coolest
it.
part about it.
I just left it.
Dude, I fucked with LA Gear when I was a kid. They had the little.
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
They had the little like fin thing on the side that you can like. It was like the leather where they just spun it. And each one it felt
Dude.
like a little, like a shark gill or something like
Yeah,
that.
dude, you remember the King Griffey Juniors? The fucking teal
Yeah.
King Griffey Juniors
Yeah,
when they
I
came
remember
out,
those.
dude?
Then they had like
fucking
straps that went like both
Yup.
ways over the
Killing it.
shoestrings.
Killing it. The
Dude.
teal on black.
Did
King
y'all
Griffey
watch that
Juniors.
Jordan documentary?
No, I didn't watch
I
it.
was going to start the other night.
Fucking
Let's be
Fucking good, dude. It's real. If you grew up in the '90s and watched any of the
Yeah,
basketball,
that's what I'm talking about. Watch basketball.
it's fucking good, man. And then it made me fall in love with Rodman again. Like I didn't know how crazy that motherfucker is, but that dude he was a biker. Let's just put it like that. He did, and he was riding Harleys and shit back in the day
Yeah.
too. So I fuck with it. I might have to do a helmet for Rodman, a little Rodman helmet just to pay homage to my '90s basketball.
You gonna do
love.
him in the fucking wedding veil and shit?
I don't know. Just him, in general, man. Like he was a stud, man. He was kicking it.
Yeah.
Rodman, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day. Before he went all weird.
Dude, he's all fucking banging Carmen Electra as he's like,
Damn, that's right, he did, didn't he?
yeah,
That
and
was pre
Madonna.
Dave Navarro, too.
and Madonna.
Back in her prime.
Dude.
He
that's
was like
right,
probably
he did.
76 for Madonna, but you know what I mean? Like he was still banging her.
Isn't, what's his name? Guy Ritchie married to Madonna now?
He was. They're not married anymore.
That's what happened. I got the news. I missed it.
Dude, the whole world has changed, Eddie.
Uninformed youth, I guess.
Man, I got news for you, but Bill Clinton's not the president anymore.
Yeah.
Some weird shit going down up in fucking D.C. Yeah.
That's wild shit.
Fuck.
Well,
We officially didn't talk about bikes at all.
yeah,
No, not once.
All right.
it's all
Cool.
good. All right, we've been doing this too long.
Yep.
Perfect.
How long are we on?
240.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Talked about porn.
Talks
Fans.
about,
Homeless people.
Yeah.
talks about Eddie getting a fucking porn torso thrown in the back of his
Yeah,
truck.
fuck all that.
Preferable places to what type of woman is okay to be with. You know,
I still
whether
disagree with you. I don't have a
Yeah.
problem with it.
and I think we discovered a lot of real male issues that need to be talked about in a public setting.
All right, well, till the next time.
All right, follow HellBent Crew on Instagram, and where can they
what's
go
the
check
good
out your
Instagram
shirts and shit?
for the shop and the.
The Instagram for the apparel shit is at @hellbent_crew, and then the shop is at Hellbent Customs Supply Co. One word, I think.
There you go.
Cool.
And Zombie Mike, who sometimes is on social media.
Zombie_Mike_something else. But man, I'm Zombie Mike on social media. It's me and some SoundCloud rapper from Atlanta. So I'm
There
not
you
that
go.
guy. Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
me.
Catching a lot of overflow.
Yeah. Or kickflip_face. You can catch me there. Just trust me.
All right. And that pretty much concludes August 2020. Thank you guys for checking out the podcast. And I want to thank you for listening, supporting in all the different ways. The main way is to check out our sponsors, Dream Rides John on Instagram and teamdreamrides.com. Paint Huffer Metal Flake on Instagram and painthuffer.com. FastLife20 to save yourself 10% off at checkout. Thundermax EFI on Instagram and shoptmax.com, and FastLife at checkout saves you 10% off. Lexin Moto on Instagram and lexin-moto.com, and FastLife at checkout for 15% off. And last but not least, Simpson Motorcycle Helmets on Instagram and simpsonmotorcyclehelmets.com. helmetofchoice.com. My helmet of choice for a goddamn long time. I want to thank you guys for checking it out, man. I really do. I really appreciate it, you know. It's been almost 3 years on this stuff so far, man. It's kind of crazy. And you'd think I'd be better by now, but, you know, I'm not a speaker. I'm just a shit talker. So anyway, thank you guys. We'll see you back next month with some more podcasts. I have a trip planned, and I'm not going to say anything yet. It'll come up in the next couple of podcasts, but this should be a strong month, September 2020. So you guys stay safe, stay cool, and, we'll see you back on the next one. Peace.